And we should be live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to an episode of Re-Caffeinated, episode 96. And I got a special guest. People who have been around probably remember this guy from, what was it, episode 39?
I don't recall. It was a while ago.
I gave it to you.
Yeah,
What
I
was
know.
it?
I'm looking it up now.
38. Episode 38. Damn, it's been a while. It's almost been 60 whole episodes.
Yeah.
I can't believe this show's been going on that long, and we have not been yanked down from YouTube.
All right. Am I watching the right one now? Okay, there we go.
Should be.
All right. No,
It's like
I don't know what I'm doing. For some reason today, my internet skills have gone totally bullshit. And I don't
well,
know.
you had them stable last night.
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah, you're running a pretty tight knit stream there with Arthur last night.
I don't know if I would call it tight knit.
It's better than what anything I can do, and I'm buffering.
Oh, never assume. Never assume, because you're going to have a skill and a talent at doing this that will completely escape me forever. And there's going to be, seriously, we each have our different strengths and weaknesses. And, most often we don't know what they are.
Sometimes.
What is a gilded poo?
That would be a Vlad.
Right on.
What's up, Vlad?
Ugh. Sick.
Speaking of gilded poo, I just had to make a fart and it felt great.
Yes, Vlad, your response was deleted. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I knew it would be.
As long as you knew it was gonna happen.
Not enough stuff happening in the chat here, so I'm going to say groovy.
Yeah, it takes a minute for everyone to get.
Oh, I know. It's as often as we shill our stuff, and we shill it with the time. Like, we're starting right at, and we try, man. We are just, it's like, we'll be behind the scenes talking. It's 7:00. Okay, we're going. We work really hard to start on time, but no one shows up on time.
Oh,
That's not true. That's not true. We do have people waiting for our stream to start. It's just that it does take a little bit of time for it to populate to its full potential.
Well, it doesn't help that this channel's been hit a couple times, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually,
Sparky has pissed off some interesting people.
I pissed off the Germans.
That's not hard to do.
No, it's not.
And while we're at it, may I say that we are not subject to German law.
I know that. So,
I mean, they'd
do you
like
want
us to be.
You want to hear the long story and the short version of the story?
Oh, give me the short version, because I'm sure I can fill in the blanks with what
Okay.
I know about the world.
Okay. I started up a segment about two and a half years ago on this channel called Anime Watch Club. And it's basically just a show where, like, there's a couple episodes with, like, me and Pin in it, me and KG, me and Rogue. And,
Watch logs.
yeah, there's about several people come in and do this with me. And basically, we pick a show and we watch it. You can think of it as like commentary, reaction, review, kind of all rolled into one.
So it's like a watch party with commentary.
Yes,
So an argument could be made that it falls under fair use.
it was under fair use because the show was displayed, but it's all covered. There was no sound, and we were talking over it. We had a good majority at the beginning of it that was had just talking about it at the beginning of it. A good long majority afterwards talking about the show itself and what we thought of it to that point. So it's commentary.
Okay.
Well, been doing that for about a year with no issues, and all of a sudden, whenever I started doing Violet Evergarden, episode, I want to say it was episode 3. that ended up getting hit first. And I got hit by a group called Camiso's GmbH. Yeah, I've never heard of them before. Anyways, they filed a manual DMCA on my channel. Well, afterwards, I filed a counter notice. They never responded back. They never did anything like that. Waited damn near a month because of when it was done and the timing. And it takes around, 10 business days, which is damn near 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yep.
And the strike got removed. Well, immediately afterwards, they put a strike back on the channel. They DMC'd it again. It's like, that's not how this works. You're supposed to file a lawsuit. Well, I went to go counter notify again, and YouTube won't let me. It's like, oh, well, because the person did it 2 times, they must have a legitimate reason. You must take it up with them. And it's like, that's not how this works either, YouTube. So I ended up getting a hold of my emails, and we had a pretty lengthy back and forth. Anyways, at the end of the day, they tried to threaten me with like, oh, you committed perjury. We're going to turn this over to local law enforcement. And then your local law enforcement will determine what kind of punishment they're going to give to you. It's like, that's not how this works either.
No.
Anyways, at the end of it, I pissed them off because I wasn't budging. They had another video. So that meant I had 2 copyright strikes on the channel. So at that point, I knew that they were going to kind of try to go out the channel. So I had all the videos. And then I had a couple live streams talking about them. Then they had a live stream I was talking about them on. So I had 3 strikes, and then the channel got yanked.
Horseshit.
Yeah.
Well, I got my first copyright strike not too long ago. Who's that black guy from fucking Africa somewhere? That's that
Trevor Noah.
Jon Stewart. Yeah, Trevor Noah. Yeah, I did an entire video that the short version is Trevor Noah's a hypocrite. I think I even called it like Trevor Noah is a piece of shit, and here's why. Was I think the name of the video, and there's this one joke that he doesn't want anybody to see, and I guess his company goes after anybody that uploads that one joke. And so they went after my video because it was basically him shitting on Aborigines, saying they're all ugly, and then that they make that weird Aboriginal noise when they blow you. It was actually kind of a funny joke, but whatever. Anyway.
What?
Yeah, seriously.
What? When they blow you, it sounds like they're playing a didgeridoo.
Yeah. It was actually kind of funny. Yeah. And anyway, he doesn't want that anywhere. So they went after
Hummer I ever got.
Banned it everywhere, and so I made it private, and then they gave me a copyright strike.
Of course.
Hang on, give me a second. Pin? You know what's going on, Rogue?
I do not, and maybe his account was hacked.
Yeah, actually, that's been happening lately. Same thing happened to a couple friends of mine recently.
Jeez.
Yeah, because he left my server and Sparky's at the same time.
He left mine.
Well, that's interesting.
So the only ones that we share right now is the Total Drama and the back channel.
Recorded.
Looking for him in our server.
Yeah, I see him. Maybe. And it's got some sort of weird female profile as his character now.
Yeah, and he spammed something there in the background.
Yeah, don't click on that link. Remove that
Well,
from the
too
back
late,
office.
Well, nice
I'm
going,
gonna do
Penina.
that. Yeah, right? I clicked on it for 1 second. I'm like, wait, what? No.
Yeah, it's like
I
I didn't really see
I can't
him.
delete that. But I can remove him from the back office.
I
can remove them from the back office.
and you can't remove that link.
Back office.
I can't. No.
That sounds like a euphemism.
Wow, I wonder what's going on. Does anyone have any way of getting hold of Rogue besides on Discord?
Nope.
I'm thinking.
He's sick.
Shit. He goes under another name sometimes, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah,
Rogue
but
Soul
no,
13.
he switched everything.
Yeah, so the last time you streamed, I was sick and shitting and pissing all over myself. And now, this time, I'm sick with, like, the flu or something.
You got the long COVID?
No. No.
You got the deep COVID?
I'm pretty sure I had Omicron not that long ago.
You got the wide COVID?
Yeah. It was like the other day my sister, or today actually, my sister mentioned walking pneumonia, and I said, what about driving pneumonia? What about intergalactic space travel pneumonia? What about traversing the time-space continuum pneumonia?
Yeah, no kidding. Tell you what, I just got over a flu thing. And even now, I've still got a couple of remnants that want to leap up out of my face. But my God, the worst part is just not being able to sleep. And it's not like it was a crazy cough thing. It's if I lay down, I'll start coughing.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the worst at night.
Yes. And if I'm in any kind of a reclined position that's not leaning forward, I would start coughing.
Holy fuck, Sparky, are you using a typewriter?
I'm using a keyboard.
An old one from 1974, it sounds like.
No,
Yeah.
it's a legit Logitech.
But yeah, the not sleeping is the worst part, man, because I can handle the fever and the delirium because at least then I'll come up with some interesting ideas.
Right.
But the hallucinations and messed up thinking I get from not sleeping is just it's emotionally and mentally frustrating.
You just gotta down some NyQuil, it'll be fine.
I wish. No, but I had this I can't even describe this, but I had this image of the infection was clearing up and things were improving. And the image I had was of my lungs with 4 different quadrants and how the different quadrants were clearing up one at a time. And I'd swear, and again, this is due to lack of sleep more than anything else. And I'd swear I could feel the different quadrants because I had no sleep for days on end. And I'm, hallucinating basically. My brain is going into that REM state, whether I want it to or not. And, the shit part is I start believing those things, those stupid ideas I'm coming up with about how my lungs are improving with this infection, and if I lean a certain way and use gravity to force the liquids in my lungs to put pressure on this quadrant, then I'll hack that stuff up next, and it's just stupid things like that. And finally, my brain is clear of the stupid notions. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is what insanity feels like.
It's what it feels like to be me every day.
Yeah, kinda. But fortunately, that's all cleared up. I can drink coffee and be an asshole again.
You know how everybody has like those dumb D&D alignments? I decided that I'm gonna make up my own, and it's called Chaotic Chaos.
I can deal with
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened because the last time Rogue was on, he was in the back office. He shared a link to a new a new stream, like a new StreamYards link or something like that called Riverside.fm Studio. So he could do his Friday stream. And yeah, that was on Friday. And he said Chrome, Brave, and one other web browser should walk. And from there, he had not responded back until he just randomly came up and said, "Hey all, want to play a game? I'm bored, alone," and then set up a link for a game called Neon White by some company. Is an adventure and parkour game that can be played comfortably by people who are attached to the anime and normal games. And it's like, that is something Rogue would not do, I don't believe.
No.
Brought to you by Russian Democrats. Well, that was what that sounds like to me.
I don't know. I sent him a message on Twitter. Oh boy. I really wish I had another way of getting a hold of him now.
Yeah, no doubt.
You should just abandon it and make a new account.
Well, here's the problem. He has access. That account has access to like GNF.
To what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To our main server.
Oh.
And I just went in there trying to remove permissions, and though he and I are the same level, we can't. Yeah.
That's probably why. But who knows? That's what was the end of my question? Because fuck if I remember. Holy shit, man.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'll be right back. I gotta eat.
Right on.
Ooh.
I get all wrapped up in the things and I just keep forgetting. Oh, what topics were we going to cover tonight?
Oh, we were going to talk about stuff in Ukraine until this happened.
Oh yeah, because they put the kibosh on that, didn't they?
I'm gone from JNF.
Were you just kicked?
I think I was just kicked. I don't see it on here no more.
Yeah, I was just removed too.
What is going on?
I'm trying to see if I was ever in GNF.
You were.
But I don't see GNF in my list anymore.
Yeah,
because they probably deleted the server.
Ah.
Perfect.
Damn Canadians. Well, it's a good chance for them to get set up on Gilded.
Well, I mean, this is kind of unprecedented because I don't think we've ever dealt with something like this.
Well, they probably figured the best way to solve the issue is to just delete the server and then maybe restart one.
No, the person who hacked Rogue's account either removed us or deleted the server.
Oh, either way then. That's fine. Just means you create a new server.
Yeah, create a new server,
and then have to worry about getting that whole following back, and then all of our shit gone.
Oh, I know, it's a chore. Oh, geez, what is going on with my eyes?
Oh boy! Hey, you joined at the perfect time today, Pin.
My eyes are itchy.
Right?
Fun. Hey, there's Rogue's Retro.
Rogue!
What happened? Did you get hacked?
Because shouting is going to get him to type.
I know.
Sorry.
But it's like we're figuring you got hacked.
Give him a chance to.
And Wesley, no, you are not the first.
Yes,
okay, he confirmed it. I was hacked. Rogue, server's gone. Everything's gone.
Oh, hello,
whoever the fuck it was deleted the server or removed us from it.
Yeah, now they're talking to me.
Oh, put it up on screen. If Penn read the email I sent you, would know. When did you ever send me emails? Wait a minute. Okay, so let's put it this way. Sent 13 minutes ago.
Oh no.
The name is Maybe.
Is
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, they deleted the GNF Discord, or they kicked us out of it. One of the two. And now the messenger me is saying, "Do you want to play a game?"
Oh, this is a great. Oh god, this is a great start of a horror movie.
Oh, will you play a game?
So I'm going to go inside
Hello,
my
Thomas.
settings, and I
I'm gonna go. I need to
am.
get a hold of Antoine here.
Hello, Thomas.
Yeah.
I'd like to play a game.
I'm going to remove friend, and then I'm blocking them.
Yeah.
You will notice 2 testicles within a scrotum between my legs. Find the one that's bigger than the other, and tongue kiss it for your reward. Yes, I play weird games, usually by myself, but that's just a thing. Oh no, I did a misclick. Did I? Yes, I did. There, shut up, go away. There, okay. Now, the Canadian Rogue, or whatever. See, now I got to look in my friends list, which is not alphabetized for reasons. Oh, that fucker needs to go away. Deleted user number, whatever. Deleted user number. Wonder if any. Oh, there's another deleted user. Must be bluff it.
Okay, yeah, I simply just put a message up in Discord going, okay, everyone rogue has been hacked. They go by maybe, remove, delete, and block them. This is why you shouldn't delete, cheat in video games, rogue. Bad things happen. That's. I mean, this literally all unfolded live on you. You can't time this shit more perfectly.
See, I've still got TC Rogue.
Or the name is still on there, but if you look at it, the handle's been changed. The nickname is still the same.
Yep. MAEVEEEE. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And this is why you should do two-factor authentication. As much as I hate it, I've done it. I use two-factor on my Discord and a couple other things. Yeah, wow. Yeah, and funny thing is, Rogue.
Well, that's dealt with.
Well, and funny thing
Why
is,
am I getting blamed for the server, you assholes?
What?
Blame me for anything else, but don't blame me for this.
Wait, what?
Nina is losing her shit.
No fucking great. This is why you do. Jesus Christ. Anyways, actually, since Winslayer is here, does the server still exist, or have you been removed and or don't talk to
Strangers. Teachers.
Yeah,
don't talk to them.
Yeah,
Okay, so then it was most likely deleted.
Yeah, we've they've been booted, they've been blocked, they've been removed. Yeah, because it's funny because going into
Shit, might as well report them too for hacking.
That's not a bad thing to do.
Actually, now they've completely disappeared off my list since I blocked them. So the question is,
There. All right. One less thing to worry about.
True, but
like those wonderful moments at the end of a case of jock itch. All right, so dead air is bad for a stream. So what do we? What are we going to fart on about? Apart from the Ukraine, because apparently we can't discuss the Ukraine.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
I love.
we've been discussing that. So, long rough. Go.
Well, wait a minute.
So.
I love Rogue's pragmatism with this. It's like, yeah, no biggie. We start over. It's like, oh, I guess we have no choice. I guess. Hey, fresh restart. Just in time for the website to be launched.
Yep.
GNF goes down in glorious flames, but will rise again from the cinder of ashes.
From the ashes. Yeah.
I mean, hey, getting a new start will probably be better.
Rogue, I'm gonna send you I'm gonna reply to your email. Just please respond to it.
Did you send me an email too, Rogue? Because I've been looking for my emails and I can't find anything. And I've been trying to send everyone that I know interacts with Rogue messages.
For the fun of it.
Well, it's like, hey, don't interact with them.
Right.
Just pin. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to give me another way of getting a hold of you too.
Yeah, I think that would be good for us to have cross ways of communicating with each other at the very least. You know, once Rogue gets himself back up and operating, some form of Discord or something other.
Yeah, it would be helpful.
Rogue is like, should have sent you. Rogue, that's not fair. You sent me the email like 10 minutes after we were like started figuring out all this shit.
I kind of want to know
That's not fair.
I kind of want to know what Rogue's impressions was. Like, I don't have access to nothing. This is interesting.
Well, you know, Rogue, he doesn't really act surprised or angry. He doesn't emote a whole lot except, you know, blaming me and laughing about it.
Well, it is your fault.
What did I do?
I don't know. I'm just playing along with the gag.
You're playing along, so you're taking their side. Got it.
No, I'm just playing along with the gag.
Rogue is like, is all I heard. Ben, just check your email, Rogue.
Oh man,
well, knowing Rogue, check your email and respond to that email, Rogue. Because I know he's going to be like that. He's like, oh, you asked me to check my email. You never said to respond.
I just got back.
Welcome back.
What did I miss?
Watching movies in the theater in the nude.
You can tell it, Pin.
I can?
Yeah. Since I tell too long of stories.
In a world where your internet identity is in danger. That's what happened.
Yeah, no, Rogue's in chat. He's confirmed it. He got hacked, so.
Okay. Told you.
Yep, it's an internet slasher is what it is.
So, I have a question.
Okay.
Well, actually, why is World War III tagged?
Just because.
My first thought is like, is artesian builds causing World War III now?
No, it's last week we were talking about both of them. So I just reused settings and I didn't take the tags out. Okay, they're out now.
Well, and I'm getting messages from Max here too, so I'm like just telling him the short version. No, Rogue got hacked and deleted the server.
Well,
report, unfriend, and block that person.
Okay.
Yeah, no, last week we were talking about artesian builds. It got worse from what we were talking about last week, but...
Yeah, I know. I don't, like, I got a really hot take. So...
You don't care?
Yeah, I don't. Like, look, if they want to kill their own business, why should I care? You know?
Well, no. It's not. It's the way they killed it. It's so funny.
It's yeah. I mean, it was until, like, you know, 50 different fucking YouTubers covered it, and it was all that popped up in my fucking YouTube feed.
Hey, when you fuck up that gloriously, I mean, you fuck up that gloriously. But it's
That's true.
I mean, come on.
I think
Yeah,
the
it's
fucked up part was like the absolute narcissism. Like that part was like, look, if I, to be honest, if I knew the guy in real life, I'd probably punch him in the face over something.
Which guy is this?
his name is Noah Katz, and he's a CEO of a company called Artesian Builds. And they have two facilities, one in North Carolina, one in California. One in California is what he's at. He does PC build giveaways for like Twitch streamers and stuff like that. They have an ambassador program that people can have their like artesian builds panel and the stream panel to help promote them, and that puts your name into a giveaway drawing that they have like every other week or something like that. The North Carolina company actually takes in orders and builds custom PCs for people. You're like, hey, I want this PC. They build it, they send it. Well, beginning of the month, they had a build giveaway, and they picked the first person they picked was a girl named Kia Pia. Well, and then they started just after they did that, they started going through her analytics, her histories, and started critiquing her because she wasn't big enough and they wasn't going to give her the PC. Even though she met all the criteria for the giveaway, which for the giveaway laws are out there, was illegal because they changed the rules midway through.
Right.
Well, that ended up into a big enough scandal by itself, but it got better. Afterwards, Jay's 2 cents came along. He ended up picking up and he built a computer for Kia Pia and then sent it to her. She got like massively big fast because of the whole drama, because getting signal boosted from other creators. But it got better because a day after that, the California company got hit with the business license being removed for tax evasion. And then from there, it just went downhill. And at the end of the day, they ended up letting everyone in the company go, not refunding computers that they're in the middle of the building, but not fulfilling any more orders. Like Noah Katz was trying to take the money and go.
Yep.
If you watch Gamers Nexus, he's got a video that kind of goes start to finish from it. It's the most detailed and it's the most informative. Because I mean the company went down for about it's like 3 to 4 different things happen at once perfectly. It wasn't a downfall effect of this one thing caused this. No, it's. I mean that's what it seems like. That's what
things coincide.
Yeah, 6 things coincide, but none of them are related. It's like, he berated a small streamer and was a total, complete scumbag, but his company fell because he was a bad businessman, tried to do tax evasion, and was scumming running his business for a longer time. So it's, as I said, you can't fail that gloriously.
No, not without trying. Because that's the kind of behavior that that's the kind of failure that can only happen when you're working toward it, if you know what I mean. It's that big a failure.
Oh yeah, no, it's some of the email responses between him and Gamers Nexus is fucking hilarious. And then it's like halfway through the email, he sent out a disclaimer note like, oh yeah, all these emails are confidential and private and submitted to a non-disclosure, and Gamers Nexus is like, that's not how this works. Nope. I never agreed to a non-disclosure agreement, and you can't just throw it in the middle. It's like, no, we are talking about this. I basically told you from the get-go. Couple emails up. You can consider this on the record.
Yep.
I'll find a video and I'll link it to you. And I'll throw
I don't need to see it though.
Oh, I'm gonna link in chat for everyone else.
Oh, okay. It's hijinks, man. I don't know why everyone wants to get so involved in hijinks when they can just, exercise some solid business practices and get to where they want to get.
Yeah. Oh no, it's yeah, it is what it is. Did you get your Discord back up, Rogue? I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing teleporting him. Anyways,
No,
Hey, check your email, Rogue.
Panina's got the username in the chat.
all right.
Watch out for it.
I will put that, and I'll do that later. Anyways, no, we were gonna talk about Ukraine, and it really sucks because I wanted Rogue here for this too.
Well, he's kind of here in spirit.
Okay, well, I have so many hot takes on it, but I will say if people are actually picking a side in the Ukraine-Russia war thing, they're sheep. Okay, there we go.
No, I'm not picking a side because both sides are kind of. There's just so much propaganda going around. Both sides are bad actors.
Dude, yeah, I am so fucking tired of seeing bullshit propaganda from on Twitter being passed around by mostly the Ukraine side because they're blocking the Russian propaganda entirely. Like sort of like for example, today I just saw it. There was a video of them disarming a missile, but they covered up the fucking name of the code number on the fucking missile. And I'm just sitting here like, since you covered up that one convenient spot, like you just did enough to cover up that one spot, it makes it really easy to sell a story that may or may not be true. How convenient. Like, it just bothers me. Not to mention all the stories of all the injured people that were reused images from like 2014, 2016, 2018. I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, like, stop it. Just be honest. But, they can't because, as the saying goes, the first casualty of war is truth. So, whatever.
Well, and that's the reason why I've been watching a lot of Arthur Nix's videos on Ridgeo Brands. One of the reasons why I asked Mitch to come in, I really wanted Arthur here too, but I know he's busy on the weekends. But it's like I just want to sit down and have a conversation about the whole thing, and then Rogue had to get hacked. So.
You say it as if he planned. He's like, he had to get hacked.
Yeah, he had to get hacked. It was okay until we saw streaming today. And then all the shit hit the fan.
Here's my issue with all this horse shit about Ukraine. I can't trust my government to tell me the truth about anything.
Yep.
When's the last time anyone caught the United States government being honest? Seriously.
When?
When's the last time?
When?
The only time they're honest is when they're telling you, either by accident or Freudian slip, for example, that they want to kill freedom and liberty. Or dementia. Yeah. That's the only time they're honest, and it's not intentional.
Yeah, we're going to support the Uranians. It's like, wait, what?
It's like,
when my government tells me, via the news media or the entertainment media or social media, who I need to root for in latest war move. I'm sorry, no, I'm not going to play. I'm just not going to play the game.
Well,
I'm not going to root for any one side. I'm not going to be a puppet.
At first I was leaning towards Ukraine, like at the very beginning, and then there was the Nazi claim, and I'm like, oh, come on, like really, like we're gonna play the Nazi game, like is Putin, like, because I thought it was like a meme where Putin was playing the same Nazi game the progressives here play,
Yeah.
and I thought that was kind of amusing, and then I looked into it, and then found a plethora of fucking neo-Nazi groups that are fairly popular in Ukraine, and I was just like, holy shit, maybe this does have a point. And then whenever you see videos publicized on national television in Ukraine, and dating back to February of the heads of these groups publicly talking about how their ethnic nationalism is a major influence in the Ukrainian government, and bragging about murdering people and shit, and talking about how they want to exterminate Russians from the face of the earth and shit. Like, I'm just sitting here like, you know what? Okay, like, just both sides are fucked up. I don't even care anymore, you know. And but I also get mad over the blatant dishonesty of other things too that nobody really seems to talk about. Like, for example, Twitter posted this thing. It said how many Russian troops were killed, and then below that it didn't list, like, you'd think it'd list how many Ukrainian troops were killed, but it doesn't. It lists how many Ukrainian civilians. And if you
Of
think
course.
really far into that, that is patently dishonest for a number of reasons. One, of course, being it's just a dishonest comparison. Secondly, the other issue with that is, well, how many civilians are in their volunteer military right now having to fight the Russians? Also, on top of that, you have the Ukrainian president that told his people to fucking throw Molotov cocktails at tanks, like just civilians every day to, you know, and to fight back and stuff. So I'm sitting here like, can I really blame the Russians for wanting to bomb hot areas that, yes, has civilians in them, but a lot of the civilians are becoming pains in the ass? You know, I don't know. My brain is just sitting here like, this is a completely dishonest fucking comparison for like all these reasons, and all you have to do is be honest about that, and they won't. Like, I don't like what's gonna happen? Am I gonna be like, nah, fuck Ukraine if you give me honest data? Like, I don't think so. And also, all this is a moral win for half of the people on the internet. And honestly, if you think morality has anything to do with war, you're completely delusional.
Yep. Well, there are other angles too that I can't help but notice. Our government telling us, "Oh, we don't have any labs in the Ukraine." Oh,
Oh yeah.
but that doesn't mean you don't fund them. That just means you don't own them.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But then, we can't let the Russians catch these biolabs because they might weaponize something. So what do you know about these labs in Ukraine then that you claim you don't have anything to do with? Horseshit. You know that their line of bullshit isn't even a straight line. Then you got Ukraine is one of those places in the world that is a constant focus, if you know what I mean. Ukraine, the Middle East, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan. These places are focus points. And I can't help but think that every time there's a focal point like that, the United States government is involved in some sort of illegal activity ranging from child trafficking to bio or other kinds of weapons research that's patently illegal. And again, you know, God knows what else, money laundering of some kind, you know, pallets of cash and whatnot. Every time
Sparky,
our government focuses too much on one of these areas, our government is usually involved in some sort of criminal activity. Look what happened when we pulled out of Afghanistan and we left behind even more pallets of cash and all that military equipment.
Yep. Millions of dollars worth of
Yeah,
equipment.
it just fucking nuts, man. And now all of a sudden I'm supposed to believe that, oh, we got to root for these guys because our government. No, like I said, our government is patently dishonest with us, and we need a better way to hold them accountable for it.
Well,
We
what
need
the
to.
government
When I say
doesn't
better,
tell
I mean more efficient.
Oh, well, yeah. But what they don't tell you is that, and this is the part that bothers me, like, oh, they're innocent victims, blah, 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 right? But the U.S. and Canada, actually, by the way, has been funding and training these, you know, the National Guard and some paramilitary groups in Ukraine for a while. So and the thing is like people only focus on the proxy bullshit that Russia was doing and completely disregard the fact we were doing the same thing. We've
Right.
been fighting a proxy war in Ukraine for decades.
And again, I look at what Joe Biden was doing there before his undisputed election to president.
Okay, that's fair.
Because he was on camera saying that fire that guy or we won't give you the money.
Yeah.
We got a random rogue.
Yes, you do have a random rogue. I do live.
Finally.
Unbeknownst, from what rumors and innuendos that you guys might have heard, I still live.
Are you trying to say rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
And also the other thing we don't mention is the coup. In like 2014, I believe was the year while Obama was in office. Like nobody talks about the coup in Ukraine. Nobody talks about that.
You know why?
I don't want you talking about it.
They don't want us talking about Ukraine because there's probably another. There's probably a sequel to the Epstein DVD collection somewhere in Ukraine. The one the FBI refuses to look at and use as a tool to prosecute. They have it. They have that. The FBI has the Jeffrey Epstein DVD collection. They're just not using it to prosecute for some reason. Why? They've managed to prosecute Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well,
but what about her clients?
It's really because Alec Baldwin's in enough trouble. Okay.
No, there is a lot of high ticket senators and that are on this particular thing, including a certain group called the Clintons.
Probably.
No, there is no probably. There is video evidence and actual photo evidence of Bill Clinton on the plane hanging out with Epstein and a young minor.
Right. Prosecute,
also,
goddammit.
No, they will not because you're Democrats.
No, because the FBI is compromised. Because our entire government is compromised.
It's been compromised for quite some time.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. But we've been quiet about it too long. We need to find. My plan right now is for Americans, and just so everyone's clear what I mean by Americans, I mean people possessed of American values, which are written pretty largely and pretty clearly in the Bill of Rights. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I mean when I say Americans. It's not a reference to national origin or skin color or any of that bullshit. Got nothing to do with it.
Or sexual identity or sexual orientation.
Right, it's
because that's covered.
Philosophical.
Yeah, because all that's covered.
Right, it's purely philosophical. So my plan right now, it's the plan that I've been trying to push people toward, is we need Americans to infiltrate the Republican Party. The reason I say that is because the Libertarian Party only cares about getting high and lowering the age of consent.
What?
Yeah, seriously, that seems to be their big thing. But fuck that. We got bigger fish to fry than that. The Democrat Party is full communism at this point.
No,
it's full tyranny. It's full tyranny. The Republican Party, however, is just opposition enough that it's the easiest access point for Americans to get in and actually make a difference in our government. The problem is the Democrats and Republicans, this is why the Republicans have to be our entry point. The Democrats and Republicans work together to keep every other party out. That's why we have to use the Republicans as our entry point to get Americans elected. Americans have to infiltrate the Republican Party and convert it to American liberty from the inside.
Oh my God, William Hurt finally fucking died. Finally, yep. Jesus Christ.
What do you mean finally? How long have you been waiting?
That guy. Like my whole
fucking
life.
Lost in Space bullshit. It's a shitty movie.
Yeah. Actually, you're 100% correct. Ever since I heard the line "Let's go through the planet," I wanted him to die.
You know what line of his in that movie really sucked? It sucked in its delivery. Whoever wrote it needs to be taken out and and put to the pain.
Spiders eat their own?
No. I love you, wife. That is a stupid fucking lie. Who calls their spouse by the dictionary title of their spouse? Hello,
Yeah.
husband. I should say it's time for some supper. No one says that. Horse shit. I love you, wife. Get out of here. Get your own
Like,
ship. You're fired.
I grew up with my dad showing me like the original show. And so whenever I was all excited for the movie, and then when I watched the movie, I'm like, wow, this is nothing like the show and it sucks.
I liked that it was taken, that the story and whatnot was taken a little more seriously than in the show. Because the show was campy and silly as hell.
That's why I liked the show.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that because
I
it's held up as one of the great bits of science fiction from its era, but it's really not. It's got carrot people in it, for fuck's sake.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it was like the greatest of its time. Like, I think that's a little far, but I did like it a lot growing up and still do. I own the whole thing. So.
I'll tell you this: the kid who played Will Robinson in the movie does not hold a candle to Bill Mumy playing Will Robinson in the TV show.
Yeah, of
course.
Gary Oldman was a good choice to play Dr. Smith.
Now I know exactly what you're referring to. Got it. Thank you.
No, I didn't hear. I didn't hear what you said.
Well,
Dr.
look.
Gary-
When you said William Hurt, I'm like, who the fuck is he? And then you guys kind of went into a complete tangent, and I'm like,
I love you, wife.
This sounds familiar, and I'm like going, where did I hear this before? And then you said Dr. Smith, and I'm going, oh yes,
Yeah.
I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Smith from like the original show was the best Dr. Smith. I think Dr.
True,
like,
but Gary Oldman was a good choice to play him in a movie.
I think they ruined it by making him way
Especially-
too serious.
Especially a movie made that much later than the original show.
Yeah, I thought he would have been good if they wouldn't have made Dr. Smith's character so serious. Like, what made Dr. Smith awesome was that he wasn't like.
Well, no, he started off as serious, just like in the TV show. He did start off as serious in the TV show, but he did. His character arc was that he became less and less serious.
Well, that's true, but I think that was largely because the moment he got stranded into space, all of his confidence went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, who was it? Lacey Chabot, whatever, who played Penny Robinson in the movie, does not hold a candle to Angela Cartwright playing Penny Robinson in the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I would have loved to see a story done as seriously as the Lost in Space movie, but with most of the original cast. Almost all of it. Because that would have been so much gooder. So much more gooder, even.
Gooder. I love the word gooder.
Gooder McGooderface.
Mm.
It would have been much more goodlier. And honestly, Matt LeBlanc playing Don West was kind of a good casting call. Because it was
bad.
It was an unexpected thing. You don't expect Matt LeBlanc to play Don West.
Yeah, I mean, he actually didn't do a terrible job, to be
No,
perfectly honest.
I thought his was one of the more fun bits.
Yeah.
And what's her place playing Judy wasn't badly cast either. I still would have liked to see the original cast do the whole movie, but the movie came way too late.
It did.
Yeah, and what's his face was long since dead. So
Yeah,
which
well, that's just it. You can't have nearly 60-year-old Bill Mumy playing fucking preteen Will Robinson. It just ain't gonna work.
Well, I love Guy Williams, no homo. So
Guy Williams is an interesting actor.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying there, you really want to bone him, or you want him to bone you. Got it.
I finally figured out what TC stood for.
The Canadian.
the Canadian Rogue. Wow, thank you. I mean, I thought that was pretty easy.
What'd you think it was? Terrible cock block? It's terrible cock block rogue. The man who put an end to pornography.
What?
The cancer.
The
cancerous rogue.
The cancerous rogue. It could work. I mean, that's kind of
not bad.
DC Rogue runs into fucking Francis, who turns him immortal.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, who in the hell names their child Francis? Okay, so I'm gonna switch gears. Real
Yeah,
quick, 'cause
Lost in Space was a better movie than Ukraine.
well, oh God, no! I want to hear from Rogue. What happened?
They circumvent my my backup codes and that. So it's pretty much
How?
it came out this. It's Discord. You can circumvent a lot of backup codes.
Stop
if
honking.
Stop honking.
What?
Huh? What? What?
Yeah, I was joking that your government got into your account because you were.
Oh
honking.
no. That. Oh God, thank you. I know. It would have been great if that was the case. At least I can follow it. No, they circumvented it, so it's fine. It is what it is. Moving forward, which is what I normally do, don't really care. We were going to do. I was going to do a bit of spring cleaning as it was anyway. So there you go. And Ken, also just to remind you, it was just a Discord account. It had nothing else attached to it.
But all the
It's
memes.
okay. Okay, you know what? I'm over it. Done.
Yeah, because again, it's not like we have attached it to all of our different things, and I was going to come up with something a little bit different. I mean, really, we were destined is a good word, for a spring cleaning anyway. So it is going to be a thing. Going forward for GNF. I mean, realistically, if you looked at who we had that was on it. How many people were there constantly on a constant there, Pan?
7.
Really, just mostly us.
What?
Correct. So
3.
well, let's
Rogue,
10.
I was more concerned
Uh-huh.
about other people getting hacked. Everything else I'm fine with. Not really.
Henceforth, why? Hang on. This is why we
Yeah,
put
yeah.
out. This is why I put out towards you the email roughly about a half hour ago to let you know that hey, I've been hacked. Tell the others. Well, I figured this shit out.
Well,
Okay,
we kind of figured it out before we got the email because, like I said, they unbeknowingly, because the last message you put in the back Discord was, you know, for the new StreamYard system you were doing on Friday, and then Riverside, yes. Then afterwards, like today, I got on is like, I want to let you know, hey, I got Mitch to come on, like to have a conversation about what's been happening.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, do you want to play a game? I'm bored and alone. Here, click this link to play this game. I'm like, okay, yeah, Rogue's been hacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't very subtle with the whole approach. So I mean, honestly, it is.
As soon as they got found out, which was live real time on this fucking stream, they started nuking everything.
Of course they did. I mean, look, that's the thing that they don't fully understand. Look, I've been in and out of a lot of different or talked to a lot of different hackers and that, and so I have a lot of different backup accounts just in case. One TC Rogue was just one of many that exists.
So are you trying to say you have Bondrude from Made in Abyss?
I'm like a plague. I grow.
So the cancerous rogue. I mean, it makes sense.
I love it. I love it.
So
this is how he reproduces.
Pretty much. So I mean, look, so I lost one account out of many. Yes, I knew they were going to nuke it eventually. That's usually what most of these younglings do. They play around with either the QR code version of a hack, or they will find a way around the two-factor. Because again, Discord doesn't really do a really good job on the two-factor.
Legion of Rogue.
So yeah, it's like okay, and then after they realize that hey, they've lost the ability to move on.
It's just like with Kamisos. Me and Kamisos. As soon as they found out I would not been to the world, they went for a channel nuke and damn near succeeded. Yep. Luckily for me, I was able to get YouTube to get on my side and resurrected this channel from ashes.
We will have a new Discord related channel. Yes, we'll probably have many going forward, but right now I'm just going to do a slow rebuild of a few things, make sure that those who are connected to the old don't follow Maeve, and get suckered into it. So yeah, Mitch, if you can be so kindly to remind Arthur that yeah, it may not be a good idea to talk to Maeve.
Will do.
I'll be doing that on my end as well, but
Except I'll do it from I won't do it in Discord. I'll do it somewhere.
No, honestly, because again, try to approach it away from the Discord, because Discord, again, being the weird program that it is very hackable. It is very hackable
and unstable.
Yeah, it's very unstable. So
Hey, danger!
yeah, pretty much. That's what we all are once we attach ourselves to Discord. So,
God.
Yes.
All right, no, I wanted to know what transpired today. If it was, were you talking to someone, were you pissing someone off, or did you just wake up and go, this ain't right?
This ain't right. What's this? This is fascinating. How can I not get in? Oh, the QR codes are no longer working. That's interesting. Because every time I attempted to access using that way, it changed the code pattern. I'm like, oh, interesting. That's fascinating.
Well, you see, I saw that before I got on here, I saw that your account had left my server, and I'm like, hey, what did I do? And then I go in Sparky's server and look you up, and you're not in there either. And I'm like, huh.
Yeah, Vlad is actually the one that did point out first. It's like, no, I don't think he left. I don't know what's going on. It's like, I will message Rogue, and we looked in the back, and we seen that. It's like, yep, all right, he's out.
Yeah, no, I knew it was going to be inevitable for an account to get hacked. I mean, look, Pen, we already nuked one of my many accounts. Remember, Godfrog, he got nuked.
Oh, you're still on this as if I'm like totally upset about it.
No,
I mean,
she was
disheartening.
I know she was she was having a hissy fit, and no, look, we nuked Godfrog. Remember? God damn it!
She was in the fetal position, rocking back and forth, crying.
I can no. She was she was not only in the fetal position, but she had a blanket over and a couple of brushes. Just stroking her hair and face to make sure that she was calming herself down.
Suckling on the phone.
Oddly specific.
Yeah, I think he's referring to red turning red.
Yes, very much so.
Red Rum.
Wow.
Have not seen it yet, Rogue.
I lost brain cells that day.
Red Rum. I've got red rum in my pants.
Yeah,
Red rum.
I did watch that Red Panda thing. I lost brain cells.
All right, so what was worse, that one or everything's gonna be all white?
Oh, Jesus!
Oh no, I loved Vlad's covering of it. I loved the mental meltdown he had in his video.
I will have to say that everything gonna be all white was a little bit more reasonable and direction than whatever this Red Panda thing was supposed to be. If I was a preteen girl, I would probably have a better understanding of the entire movie. But I'm not a preteen girl, and I still try to question the legitimacy of the movie.
Ooh.
Okay then.
Well, before they took down my videos due to copyright bullshit, all but one of them. All but the trailer and part 1.
Okay.
Nobody touches Rumble, so they're all still there. But I was actually going to do the rest of them, and because I can't imagine it would be any better, and
no, it doesn't get any better. It's just kind of it has some interesting points that they're trying to go to, because the second part does lead into the ghetto, the American ghetto that's there, and people trying to escape that area, and that would have been more of an interesting direction. How blacks of the community, certain ones, are going back to help others to get them lifted out of that situation. It just kind of meanders into a different talking point, and I'm like going, wait, you were starting well, and then you meandered into a different direction, and we're going to harp on that direction of everything is bad because of other people doing it for you, doing it to
Well,
you.
yeah, they did the same thing with Black Jesus. Like they were trying to say Jesus isn't white, implied he was black, and then provided
Yeah.
absolutely no
No
information.
evidence, nothing.
Yeah.
There is evidence for that, though. Is the terrible part.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
Bible, it says
rotted.
that Christ had hair of copper. I'm sorry, skin of copper and hair of cotton.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
said in the
Or no,
thing.
I'm sorry, it was skin of bronze, not
Skin
copper.
of bronze.
Yeah, but
Skin of
the
bronze, hair of
problem is,
cotton, and that sounds like a black man to me.
well, I mean, it depends on how old the bronze is.
True.
That is true. That is true.
So, and the thing is like whether or not it's green. He could have been green.
Well, no, I don't think bronze oxidizes green. I know copper does.
Oh, I thought it was bronze that did it, and not okay. Fair enough. But ultimately, yeah, no. Like the thing is, whenever I read that, I immediately interpret it as like dark Pakistani.
Yeah.
You know, which I mean,
Well,
like
but still, not white.
pretty much. Yeah,
You know,
I mean, like,
not middle class from Connecticut white man.
yeah, like, right. Like I would never contest the claim that he wasn't white. I mean, I would contest it on the basis that I don't believe he ever existed in the first place. So he can be whatever you want him to be. But if you're going purely by what it says in the Bible, like you have to go through a lot to suggest he was black. Like you have to deny that he was born where you were supposed to be born, and
Yeah.
you have to deny so much pieces of information before you even come to that conclusion.
Well, there's a bigger issue there, though. If your faith is dependent upon skin color, you got bigger issues, and
I
that
said
faith is
that,
not
yeah.
going to solve.
Yeah. No,
Well,
that is correct.
Well, you see, I let you take you had yesterday talking to Arthur about like Noah's Ark on
Oh, every 5 years they find more evidence that it was at location X, then location Y, then location Z.
Yeah, and then it could have been some mastermind meme lord back in the old days going,
Right. In 700 years, they're gonna find this shit, and I'm gonna laugh.
The big issue with Noah's Ark as a story is it rips off Sumerian, so like it's in Babylonian, like it's the Epic of Gilgamesh just rewritten.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
Mithras.
like actually a lot of the Bible is just a bunch of different myths that were stolen or used.
Stolen may not be the right word.
Repurposed.
Repurposed. I think repurposes would actually be the most
I
accurate.
mean, it depends.
Okay.
Like after
No,
a certain
hang on.
point,
During that time frame, there was not a lot of things that were actually physically written down. So, again,
Yeah.
So it was more of audio retelling. So these were done by storytellers. So over
Right.
time, those stories became repurposed or restructured for
Or
that
co-opted.
area. Yeah,
Co-opted even.
co-opted. Yeah.
I mean, either way, like the point I'm trying to make ultimately is that it wasn't some original. Like you want to look at it at a much more original religion, and this is going to make me puke. Would be Mormonism.
Ugh.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
but that
You're
is-
right,
that
but
is-
yeah, I know. I hate Mormons, but anyway.
don't get me started.
But I'm just saying, God, like actually, my favorite part is that what was it? Eden was in Missouri. I'm like, no,
No,
it was like I live in Missouri, and just no.
Are you sure? I mean,
no,
seriously,
it was
it
in
seems like
Peru,
a-
and we know it. Damn it!
Yeah, it's just like it's just it's a hard pass. Sorry,
No,
not
Eden
sorry.
was in the center of what would become the lost city of Atlantis.
Yes. I mean,
And
that
that-
would make a lot more sense than Missouri.
And that bitch fucked it up for everyone, and
I knew a guy that was
we've been paying
crazy
for it ever since.
and tried to tell me that Missouri was Atlantis. That was fun. That was a fun conversation. He also believed in psychics and that he had gold underneath
You know,
his
if he's
house.
going to tell you that Missouri is Atlantis, ask him what the gate address is.
That'd be nice.
Why? Because fuck him.
I want to know
Yeah.
what the password is.
If Missouri was Atlantis, there would be souvenir shops and kiosks and a bunch of assholes selling goods.
Yeah, you would think.
Alien artifacts, pretty much. Yeah. And there would be a lot of people that would be archaeologists, or not archaeologists, paleontologists. Be a ton of them.
There'd be all kinds of ologists out there.
Well, true. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the same argument you use against the flat earthers. If there was an edge to the earth, there would be a shitload of souvenir shops and people would be buying t-shirts and hats and you know, those funky little antenna things that you stick on your head that I've been to the edge of the earth. Oh, you know, bullshit.
If the earth was flat, you couldn't circumnavigate the globe, which has been done several times.
Oh, I just had a terrible thought. It's probably a brilliant marketing idea. We should start selling t-shirts and hats that say we've been to the edge of the earth.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man. There's you probably never heard of it, but Cunt Stream.
I've heard of it.
You heard of it? All right. Well, way back when, I was part of it with Antoine and a couple other people. Antoine was doing a segment. It's called Crimes of the Curious, and there was a segment that he was going to talk about, you know, flat Earth and how the flat Earth was so stupid and stuff like that. Somehow the show got hijacked. We started calling it Pop-Tart Earth Theory, and somehow within the midst of that theory, we came up with a most brilliant theory. Tide Pod Earth Theory, because that's when the whole Tide Pod thing was also happening. So, yeah, we made a new mythos during that stream. And we even created a religion for it on the fly.
I think the shape of the Earth is the shape of a penis.
I think it's an oblate spheroid.
Yeah, it's actually neither. Yeah, it's not even technically what you would call like a sphere. It's got like a big giant like fucking hole in the side of it and shit. It's fucked up. It's something they don't tell you. I actually used to have a picture of what the Earth actually looks like, you know. But the thing is because the Earth's fucking spins, it makes it look like a perfect circle, but or a perfect sphere, but it's not. Just like people think the moon is a perfect fucking sphere, and it's not either. It's like an egg.
Right. Well, an egg is an oblate spheroid.
Yeah. I mean, and also the other thing people tell you, which is kind of probably, I think it's the fault of schools. Like this idea that the sun's in the middle and it's just like fucking sitting there and everything is just spinning around it and it's all static in one spot.
The sun is also moving around the core of the galaxy.
Yeah, it's falling while everything is spinning around it in its wake. Like nobody talks about this shit, you know, and so it changes the entire dynamic on how you actually view the universe working. All because public school fucks it up.
Public school sucks, and just there's no arguing with that. But think about this in terms of the global warming argument and the things that the global warmists do not measure. They don't measure the sun. They don't measure its output and its radiation and solar flare activity and all that kind of good stuff. They don't measure any of that. We can measure some things, yes, but those things are either not measured or completely ignored. It gets better though. It really does. It gets so much better. There's so much radiation and whatnot pouring out of the center of our galaxy that our galaxy in and of itself is essentially a large weather system. It's just not the same as a weather system within an atmosphere. But it does pour out radiation and heat and you know, different kinds of, you know, X-rays, gamma rays, yada, yada, yada. And we're supposed to believe that with the Earth undergoing the assault from the center of the galaxy and the assault from our own sun with all the heat and radiation and whatnot, we're supposed to believe that a couple of plastic bags are a huge problem. We're supposed to believe that plastic straws are killing the environment. I mean, I'm sure they have their place, and I don't like to see anything wasted. or being disposed of inefficiently. But let's not pretend that there's not forces beyond our control that are having a much bigger impact than we want to admit.
Well, I mean, like, what's funny to me though is like I really hate the solar panel argument and the argument of the wind generators as if that's going to make anything better. And the reason I hate it is because in order to actually have the giant wind turbines that's required to have, you have to destroy entire ecosystems. You have to destroy trees. You have to, like all that fucking shit, and they actually further damage the ecosystems around, or the ecosystem around them, which is not good for, quote, the environment. The other issue too is with solar panels and the batteries and stuff. Germany, I believe it was, actually tried this. They tried to switch entirely to solar, and they ended up reverting back because they found that after a specific time period, that it ends up more harmful to the environment because the lifespan of the batteries and the lifespan of the solar panels are they're not, how do I put it? It ends up costing more in the end, and
Right,
on
it's
top,
not cost efficient.
and what happens is, on top of it, is that it ends up doing more damage than not, because what are you going to
Yes.
do with that material? Well, you either have two options. You can either throw it away, which doesn't help. It does, or you can recycle it, which also recycling doesn't help. So, like
Right, I think recycling, the only material that has any value when it comes to recycling, I believe, is aluminum.
well, it's metals in general compared to
No, he has it right. Aluminum and copper, but the only two things that are valuable currently.
Well, I'm just saying, like, compared to plastics, any metal is more so than that. Like, because you know how they
Yeah.
recycle plastic is like
Yeah.
actually fucked up. Like, they burn it and
Yeah.
to get the oil back. And I'm just sitting here in my head thinking, like, if all this shit causes global warming or accelerates it even, then burning plastic is not going to make it any better. Like you're
Right.
especially since you're only getting, like, I can't remember what the output was. Like, it was some single digit number of percentage of oil back for each, like, X poundage of fucking burnt plastic. Like, it's not very efficient at all.
Right.
And so, like, but the thing is that it's more detrimental, and Germany realized it was more detrimental, the solar shit and all that. And the other thing is too, in order to have solar farms, you have to destroy entire ecosystems. Like, the point you start cutting down trees in large numbers, that's kind of the problem, right? Like if there was any way to cause, like, massive, rapid climate change, cutting down every tree and polluting the ocean would be the two best ways to do it.
Well, yeah, but really the best way to do a solar farm would be to repurpose old ocean-based oil rigs.
Oh, you sneaky little shit.
What?
Oh, no, somebody's tried accessing my Google account several times.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
Hey,
So
they
I'm
sick of it.
yeah, no, because you got designated links without conversations in Discord.
Yes.
So I'm going through and I'm trying to delete everything that's linked between you and me.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking sneaky little shit.
I know they tried. Like I said, they circumvented, and I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I don't have a lot of things that are linked into a lot of different systems anyway. So if I lose one aspect of a system, it's not much of a rebuild.
Well, it's not that. It's like, we've got PayPal links between each other. Privatized PayPal links. We have privatized Google account links. Oh fuck! You even got a fucking privatized link to the fucking YouTube channel.
Or
So yeah, okay, yeah, this is gonna take me a minute.
Which is why I said, hey, I was hacked. You may want to settle your shit out, and mine's kind of.
Well, I completely forgot about the links I shared with you.
Oh right, yeah. See, there you go. Now
Anyways,
you know.
that name that's what they changed the name to the account to. It GB Bonalism Twinum Buck, whatever that is.
Yeah.
bibbity bobbity boo.
Yeah.
The best way to fix climate change is to bring back lynch mobs.
Now, I have an honest answer for climate change. You know, because they keep going on about green energy, and I have a different concept. I call it blue energy. Green energy is building all the windmills and all the all that renewables and all that. No. Use blue energy instead, because the purpose of blue energy, and this is my concept, goddammit, and my name's attached. The purpose of blue energy is
TM.
to make systems efficient and to continue to let people research new methods uninhibited by government regulation, or at least as much as possible. I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying you should be in the middle of the suburbs and trying to build a nuclear reactor in your garage. You know, I'm not saying anything like that, but let people figure out different ways of creating and storing and whatnot, energies and fuels. For example, for the longest, I didn't realize that when you burn wood, you can collect the gases and reliquefy them, and you will have a burnable fuel like gasoline.
Yes. It's actually very flammable.
Yes. And there's more than one,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken. You know, one's going to be more flammable than another, certainly.
There's actually in many states, it's like, so if you have a elbow pipe coming out of the window and you drill a hole into the bottom of the elbow, so as to create leakage of,
Yeah.
it's actually illegal in many states.
Yes, because
And-
that's going to be a fluid that is flammable.
Yeah, and you can further concentrate it after that. Like, it just for the
Yes.
same reason it's illegal to create or to collect rainwater in some states.
Well, the rainwater thing, we waste rainwater because
We do.
imagine just taking on the property I'm on, there's 2 buildings, both with a significant amount of roof space.
Yeah.
If you used a gutter system to combine the water flow from those roofs down to a single point and to turn a generator, you could generate electricity. Why all houses aren't, I mean, and that's not going to solve a problem entirely, not by any stretch, but it would be a good way to mitigate. But no one wants to do that. Have you seen those little generators that you lay in a creek?
Yes.
Put one of those at the bottom of a rain gutter and let that fucker spin up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is like I agree with Windslayer here though. What he said, like nuclear energy for the win. Like it has a really bad reputation, and that is Japan's fault. Japan should not have nuclear reactors because they're literally on the ring of fire. Right? You can't do that. Like, like it's stupid. However, like outside of that, I think nuclear energy should be more invested into, and I don't understand why it's not.
I mean, how are we supposed to? This is why I like the green or the blue energy thing, is because one technology will inspire another. That's going to happen with anything, but with the blue energy policy, you're actually allowed to experiment and to investigate that inspiration into something new. So say, you're working with nuclear and then you start thinking, hey, what about instead of nuclear fission, we try nuclear fusion? And then you figure that out. Then you're like, hey, what if we could do cold fusion? And then, hey, what about matter and antimatter? What about working out ways to control that reaction?
Well,
Because matter and antimatter is not that complicated to create.
Well, hence we are kind of going in that direction.
I know. We're theoretically going that way, but we've got nuclear up to a point, and then all the freaky environmentalists
it's always
keep lobbying to refuse to let us go further.
The freaky environments have always been doing this. They've done it with electricals. Hell, they've done it with hydroelectric power plants and that. So they've been out there for a while. Fuck, there's a lot of tree huggers who still exist. And some of them
but they all use I'll take them seriously when they stop using anything that requires electricity.
No. Again, that's what it comes back down to. But they have powerful lobbyists behind them. So yeah, so you have something like
I mean,
what's his
the
name?
environmental lobby is the largest
It
hypocrisy in the history of the world.
yeah, but it also makes trillions of dollars. So
I know.
something like David Suzuki, who has a physical front, like he's got a one image that we get to see on screen, but he has multiple different other images that we don't get to see behind his organization. He's
Right.
he's not the most greatest of all people. He's pretty much used his daughter in order to gain more interest by the younger community. Because again, at that time frame, there wasn't a lot of younger individuals that were following this whole idea of Greenpeace and shit like that. So
Right.
it's a lot of propaganda that's going forward when it comes down to the tree huggers and others like them. So if you look at PETA, good example, for all the animals that they do rescue, almost 85% of those rescued animals are destroyed.
killed. Yeah. PETA kills more animals than anyone.
Yeah. So
I am kind of a tree hugger light.
Oh, I am too.
I
But
like
that's why
conservationist kind of.
that's why I have this blue energy policy. I don't like waste. I like working toward creating systems that are as efficient as possible, and then figuring out new systems to do the same thing with.
All we have to do is tap from the resources of hell, and we'll be fine. And
So just basically wait for Jen Psaki to speak?
Oh,
well,
God.
I was making a Doom reference, but
no,
That
I
works
get
too.
it. I got the Doom reference, but no, we already are tapping from different resources, but they're only effective for certain locations.
and I
For
would tap
example,
Jinsaki.
Well, they are only effective in certain locations. I mean, it would make sense to put a wind garden if such things were efficient to build. It would make sense to put a wind garden in Hurricane Alley, wouldn't it?
would.
But the wind garden thing just isn't efficient. There's too much
And you're killing a bunch of ecosystems in the process. It's just
Yeah.
stupid. And
That's what I
look
mean.
what happened to Texas over that, by the way. Didn't they lose like 10% of their power grid that one winter because
Yes, they did.
because of that?
Because
Well,
of
and
environmentalists.
and I think I did this last week, Rogue.
Yeah.
It was not all because of wind power or the solar. I mean, the natural gas lines did freeze.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they did.
but the wind did not help. So
No. I mean, we can try to go on the basis of the natural resources that we have when it comes down to wind, solar, even thermal. What is that volcano thing that they use?
Geothermal.
Thank you, geothermal. They're fine and dandy. They only work for so long, and again, they're very specific in certain areas. For example, Greenland's only good has that aspect because again, they're right on a fault line for volcanic.
Right.
So they can tap into it. But for you guys in the United States, you have what that geyser dam, Old Faithful, that shoots every now and then.
Oh, that's in Yosemite, I believe.
Yeah,
But
so if you guys,
Yosemite National Park, I believe, is a caldera.
yes, I believe so.
it's a massive volcano, is what it
Yeah, it's a
is.
super volcano.
Yeah,
Boy, don't we need that thing to blow.
Why don't we use volcanic energy?
Oh, that's geothermal.
Yeah.
We do.
Oh, we do? Okay.
It's just
I can't remember. They're all
It's just,
places.
again, we haven't made it hyper efficient yet.
Right.
There is one guy in Michigan, I believe, who has a greenhouse that grows citrus year round, and that's because he dug a air chamber underneath it, so that there's always air that has a minimum temperature of I think 52 degrees going through his greenhouse, so the citrus plants will survive the winter. And he just pumps that air up through. And it also serves the purpose of of keeping the air properly moderated in the summer months as well.
Well, here you can just grow in a cave. That's how they make their shrooms and weed plants here.
Yeah, that's another.
There's a
It
couple
depends on what
caves.
you're growing.
Yeah, there's a couple good cave networks within the Ozarks that, that's good for that actually.
Guano is nice.
Yes. But when I've done my own growing stuff, I used banana peels, eggshells, and dirt with a bunch of chicken shit in it. And I put that mixture into a, what do you call that thing? A fish tank.
Yeah.
An aquarium. Thank you. And I made it high on one end, low on the other, so that there was always some earth above the surface of the water. And I would just let that shit sit all day and go out and scoop out about a gallon of it to go water my little herb garden. And then, replace the water that I used and wait another day and do it again. But, I'd use regular water too. But the water from that aquarium became so nutrient rich that I was growing basil leaves the size of my hand. I mean, if you wanted to, you could conceivably get some like mashed potato, ground beef, maybe some peas and carrots and some garlic. And, smash all that shit together into a wad of filling and fill a basil leaf and fold it over, and you'd have a little basil leaf burrito. Taquito, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
But, but see, it's just about figuring out efficient methods. I didn't have to do a big composting project. I did a little composting project. The projects don't have to be huge to be effective. I mean, if I was building a big, giganto fucking crop, yeah, my 20-gallon aquarium wouldn't quite do the trick now, would it?
True.
But that's my point is, get the government out of the way of the people so the people can innovate. People will innovate. Even if they're innovating something that's already been tried and already been proven, you don't always know that when you're innovating. The only thing I knew with that aquarium project was that I can't use citrus because that will kill / I can't remember, kill / burn the plants I'm trying to keep nutrient rich.
Because the acidity in it.
Yeah. But like a George Washington Carver, who was the big peanut guy, he figured out that when you do crop rotation, rotate with peanuts because peanuts never need crop rotation. They keep the soil in really good shape when you grow peanuts. So use peanuts when you rotate crops, and the soil will be in really good shape for your next rotation. I mean, he wasn't hired by the government to do it. He innovated. That's the thing. The government needs to get, state, local, federal, all of them need to be mostly out of the way so that people are free to innovate, and America will be a huge thing again. We will be at the forefront of the next technological revolution if we're allowed to innovate.
But you gotta innovate first. And you gotta be able to also.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. That's why you get government out of the way. If you have
to be allowed to be able to innovate, and yes, you have to remove government.
When the government's riding around looking to see if you have a rain barrel so they can get on your shit, that's the shit that needs to go away. Fuck you. It's my rain barrel. It's rain that falls on my land. Go away. Step on my land and find out, motherfucker. You're not welcome here. Get out.
I like that. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, what if you could grow bamboo and make a really inexpensive windmill out of that material? Because bamboo grows fast and it grows strong. If you can make a windmill out of that material that could, again, it's not gonna It's not going to solve all the power problems, but it's going to add to the backup supply, if you will. It's going to help to mitigate the use of power.
See, I'm all for innovating. I'm all for different sources and solutions for power. I'm not. Yeah, it would hurt me in the long run in my field because I am a diesel mechanic for semi trucks. So yeah, that's something I gotta look at. But also, it's not that hard for me to go through and go, it's easy enough for me to change up my skill set to be able to walk on electric vehicles. It's not that hard for me. I've already had training in EV vehicles. Right. So it's not a big deal for me. But the problem is the infrastructure just cannot handle it at the moment.
Right. Have you seen the meme on Twitter where they're telling you to buy electric cars at the same time they're telling you not to charge your electric cars because it's too much for the grid?
Yeah. Well, it's like
blackouts.
Well, it's like in California. It's like, oh yeah, I bought my electric vehicle. Hey, how you gotta charge that thing when you go through the rolling blackout? It needs to be charged up.
Yeah. Does the electric vehicle come with a stationary bike and an electric generator?
What happened to the good old days when you could put vegetable oil in your car?
Yeah, really.
Well, that's more akin to diesel engines than cars.
Again, that's another place. That's a biodiesel thing where people could innovate.
Yes,
and people have.
They have. Problem is a lot of there has been a lot of countries that have stopped the bio converters.
Oh yeah,
because again it takes profit away from major gas corporations.
In part, but it also takes profits away from people who own stock in those corporations. People for example, in Congress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Congress? No.
I know, it's a shocker, but yeah, no, that has been the crux of every libertarian's argument.
Who is it?
It's the amount of power and influence that governments have. I mean, we have allowed the governments to take too much control over all structures that we have. And anytime that we ask or say, hey, no, you shouldn't have that. That should belong to us, the people, and have the ability to, generate the way how we think it should generate going forward. They're like, yeah, no, that's not a thing. You're not allowed to do that. Right. There's a new law that we put on the books and we passed just yesterday that you can't do that anymore.
Okay, does anyone know Frame de Pseudos?
Yeah, that is a
that's a real person, not a hacker.
That's
an alt account. That's an alt account.
Okay.
That is a real person.
All right.
Yeah. If you remember way back when.
Second message.
Yeah, if you remember way back when, there was some hot takes between me and Fran, and at the end of the day, I figured out who it was.
I just like to make sure of these things.
I'll remember. Just remember, anytime there's something bad happens there, Mitch, just remember blame Pen Pen. # blame Pen Pen.
Oh, we do.
Because that is something she put herself into a while back within a few different live streams that she said, hey, blame her for
everything is my fault.
So.
The Total Drama Island Discord going off? Yeah, blame Pen Pen.
Yeah.
Oh, regardless if Rogue's account was hacked.
No, regardless. It's always going to be # blame Pen Pen.
Wait, hold on. Pen Pen hacked his account? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that Pen Pen is one evil individual.
Wait a minute. The Russian-Ukraine conflict going on now? # blame Pen Pen.
Pen Pen, yes.
Yeah, damn Jews.
Actually, I'm glad.
What do you have against juice? I like
juice.
It's tasty.
I like
gas them.
Gas
juice. Dude, I like apple juice.
You can't gas juice.
Orange
it becomes
juice.
kind of a problem afterwards. I mean,
No.
Grape juice.
Mango
juice.
juice.
No, Rogue, you got it wrong. Gassing juice is called vaping.
I don't want that. I mean,
You got grape
some
juice.
some people have had some really bad reaction with vaping. Ooh,
Juice is
Yeah,
good.
all 5 of them.
Pomegranate
Actually, no,
juice. That's
actually,
pineapple.
it's actually more.
Oh, it's 6 now?
No, it's pretty close to 1 million.
I mean, that's out of billions. I mean, like, here's the thing: like, people have bad reactions to everything. I don't really care. Like, there's a large list of people that have negative reactions to Pop Tarts. I mean, whatever.
I don't like Pop-Tarts.
Exactly. But I'm just pointing out, like, you know, ultimately, like, I don't really care. Like, I at one point vaped for years and never had an issue. So
It's not strong enough for me. I've tried it. I can't get the nicotine buzz.
No. Okay, you can't say that. All right, there's you can buy vape that's like fucking 60 milligrams of nicotine, like per hit.
Yeah. Oh
Right.
no, I know. But it tastes like
I did
shit.
that. I mean, not really. No, like I had 50 milligram 50 milligram fucking vape and salt nick, and it tasted great. It tasted like donut dessert. Now, if you get the fruity stuff, you're correct. All the fruity flavors taste like shit, and all of the tobacco like attempt like try. Now they do make awesome shit. I'll even send you a link, Sparky. It's like 35-ish% nicotine, but what it is they actually take the tobacco seed, and it's a tobacco seed extract. So you're literally vaping tobacco. The only difference is that it's actually, I guess, slightly healthier than just smoking. So, whatever.
Well, my thing is I smoke menthols, Camel Crush
Ew.
menthols.
Are you black?
I gotta have something that's super mentholated.
He's a mixed native. Does that help you there?
Apparently.
What's one of smoking menthols?
I'll tell you this: I haven't had a cigarette in over 2 weeks.
Can I? Okay, congratulations.
And you haven't killed no one yet.
Not yet. I haven't really had a monster craving either. This is the benefit of getting sick enough, flu enough to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you got sick.
If you time it just right. Let's see. Close that window. There we go.
Well, Windows 10 just bugged out. That's cool.
That's
Windows.
nothing new for Windows.
Yeah,
10.
I've never. Well, what I just experienced is new. I deleted a whole bunch of shit off my desktop, and it was in the recycle bin. And then I come back to my desktop after logging out of a game, and then it's back on my desktop. And when I click on it, it says it's not there. And then whenever I push the enter button like it tells me to, it goes to my scat porn folder.
Yeah, no. If you look at the what is it? I know Windows 11 is trying to be pushed through, and
yeah, get factory Windows.
Oh no. Okay, I'm not using actual Windows 10. I am using Windows 10 AME. So
no,
like
I know.
heavily fucking modded.
Yeah. No, I get that, but no, Windows 11 is being forced through. So by all different, by every variant of the Windows 10 accounts. So if Windows, they try to. If Windows 10 exists, they have the backdoor code for all the different versions of them, including the ones that have been modified.
I mean,
and they will try to push it.
It would be really difficult because I don't have a Windows 10 account in the first place, and B,
you do. You have Windows 10 running on your computer.
Yeah, okay, but I'm also pointing out that it doesn't communicate with Microsoft at all.
No, it does, because there's a backdoor code that does it.
Sorry, but backdoor code sounds like the name of a porn film that takes place in the tech industry.
It is.
What guys did with
you
this
thought you knew what it meant to get Googled. You were wrong.
They deleted all of that shit and replaced it with Windows 7 kernel.
No.
Backdoor code?
That backdoor code has
backdoor code and kernels? We're talking about corn and somebody's shit here.
That particular code actually stems back from the Me generation. That Me, the Windows Me, that hasn't been removed. If you actually look at the actual software itself, inside, embedded, that root code exists and it's still constantly running. You cannot get rid of it. It is the prime reason of why Windows work. If you get rid of that code, it doesn't work.
Yeah, well, the thing is like, I just know I heavily researched this specific thing, and like, you don't, even whenever you know how Windows 10, whenever you have to log in, you're logging in through an account that's directly tied to the Microsoft server, like that doesn't even exist.
You don't
Even
have to do that. You can
do that.
Yeah, you can do a local account, but they recommend you go through the Microsoft.
Well,
account.
you can, but I'm just giving an example. But
yeah,
but
no,
they
I understand that.
they deleted Internet Explorer, so and they deleted Edge, so
don't
neither
need
is
that.
I there. They deleted
need that.
Cortana. They
You don't need
deleted
that
the
either.
entire start menu and fundamentally changed the code.
Yeah, I understand that. I have that particular program. Problem is they haven't gotten rid of, and this is what every hacker knows. They haven't got rid of the core minor program that's been there since Windows Me. That entire program is baked into the cake. Anytime that you get Windows, you have Windows Me.
Well, I mean that's fine, but I don't give Microsoft that much credit for intelligence.
You don't have to give them that much, for intelligence. They just have a particular code that they rely on, and a particular software that's embedded in order to make their entire operations work, which is the reason why Windows 10 for the longest time had a lot of problems. If you remember,
Still does.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the reason of why you're using a Windows Me kernel or programming in order to run everything. It's a layered.
Well, it's going to be difficult to force me to use.
No,
They haven't
again,
bothered
I'm
me
not.
to use 11
That
yet. Is what I
is
mean.
probably the reason of why that glitch showed up. They were trying to force an update.
I know they did that with 7 pretty hard, which was pretty funny.
Well, here's the thing. It's like
trying.
if they want to push Windows 11 on people, that's I guess that's fine. It's whatever.
Oh, well, this
But they
also
need
doesn't
to
update.
they need to change a lot of the protocols with it because that will break a lot of systems. Because as far as I remember, as far as I know, they're still requiring the bootloader device on the motherboard to be encrypted.
Yeah.
Well, Windows Update isn't on here either. So like I and the control panel is
Dude,
busted.
I have a Linux program that mirrors Windows, and they tried to force it there.
Yeah, I mean
They had some sort of Windows update that was last week, and Jesus Christ, did it fuck a lot of shit up.
Well, I mean, this is why I used nothing but Linux until this version of Windows 10 came out. Because I I used 7 prior to that. I milked 7 for all it was worth, and then went to Linux. And then stayed on there until I discovered this. Mainly because I don't want any communication whatsoever with Microsoft through my OS. I absolutely refuse. I don't want them seeing anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Like if I have pictures of cookies that I downloaded off of a Google search, I don't want them knowing about it.
Fine. Doesn't
Well,
matter.
I think they should.
The problem is your
'cause
government already
Google
knows
would.
about it.
Huh?
I think they should be
The
paying
government already
us
knows
rent
about
for
it.
space on our hard drives.
Oh, I'm not worried about the government knowing about it. Like I don't care about that. It's that I'm more concerned with private corporations getting
They already
information.
don't. Hang on, dude. They already know about it. They already have your information.
That's cool. I mean, yeah. I have a phone.
They already know that you've Googled a shit ton of porn. Doesn't really matter. They don't care.
I don't care about that. But the point is that ultimately is that I just don't want the communication, mainly because I don't want advertisements popping up, which is my main concern.
Hang on. You're using Discord. They know. You use anything. You use any basic program. It's all integrated with spy programs.
So long as an advertisement doesn't pop up on my screen, I'm okay.
Okay, I've just punched the phrase a shitload of porn, or I'm sorry, a shit ton of porn into a search engine and see what comes up.
Oh God, really?
Images for a shit ton of porn. I'm not going to look at that. Perfect looking girl shit a ton of scat. Okay, that's.
Yeah.
Why is my local host requesting a shit ton of porn sites? Group sex with tons of shit. Scat porn club. No, thank you.
You
Okay,
might
so
want to
that's-
send. You might want to send that link to Vlad.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I won't be
He'll
looking it
enjoy
up again.
What did you do it to begin with?
All
I just
ever-
wanted to see what come up when I jump a shit ton of porn because that doesn't necessarily mean scat.
all I
Usually.
do,
A shit ton is a fuckload.
Yeah.
I just think he's
Yeah,
prank
yeah.
people
See,
with
it works
scat.
like this.
Yeah.
The shit ton is metric, and the fuckload is imperial.
I'm glad
I
I
wanted
wasn't.
to see what would come up. Just,
I'm glad I wasn't drinking for that one.
Sometimes.
I'm glad I was not drinking for that one.
Oh, come on! You need to drink heavily.
Give it time.
when you do that.
Oh no. I don't need another keyboard covered.
Why will it
Uh,
click louder?
I don't think that's what it's for.
No, I can't remember what. Well, I do remember what it was because I went back, found it, clipped it, and I sent it
It
to
was
Mitch.
a Ridgedale joke. I forget which one it was, but it was one of the Ridgedale jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Ridgedale brand olive oil because true love is elbow deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that kind of
I thought it was shoulder deep.
well,
that's it. That's if you're in love with a horse.
I'll showcase this for people just so we can,
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah. Well, hang on. I gotta scroll down. I was in the middle of doing a mass delete of stuff, so.
He was
Okay,
hiding
there we
all his
go.
porn.
I mean, it makes sense.
Okay, where the fucking fuckity?
Do that, and
There we
then
go.
do the.
I'm watching. Whatever I'm watching, it better be good.
Rogues and Jim Max's avatars are different.
Yeah. Well, no shit. Okay, here we go.
Hang on, I change my avatar constantly.
I mean, you just had to do it again today, but for other reasons.
Wow, was it really that late in the stream? Holy shit.
Yeah, it was at the end of the stream.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Also, notice the title. It's no longer Sparky Penn and Friends. It's just Sparky and Friends.
Yes.
Removed from the top billing, you asshole.
You know,
I had to point that out for you there, Pat.
I'm sorry, Rogue still made sense. So okay, here we
You're
go.
lucky that I am above such things, such pettiness.
Are you sure about that?
Or
Maybe.
All right, here we go.
Oh, do it.
Crying all fucking night. What are you talking about?
No.
I do know this. I had to pee an hour ago.
You still had to. I noticed the keywords were.
There's got to be a original brand product for that.
Oh god. Oh man, but it is that time of night. We have been going.
I
for
forgot
4
I had
hours
press to
and
talk.
3 minutes. So
Ridgedale
think-
brand top jug.
Oh no.
oh no.
Ridgedale brand drain.
You guys
cock.
watching
There
porn
we
or
go,
something?
Drain cock. How does that work? What's the tagline? No, Come it's on,
Uh,
real
a
quick.
clip from
Someone
I was gonna say
from a former episode where Sparky
Alright,
did a
go.
spit take. Okay. Ridgedale
Oh.
brand cock fork.
I'm playing COD.
No, just no. Let's
We haven't gotten to the spit take yet, though.
take it through.
Where is it?
Wedgedale brand catheters.
Thank you.
Ooh, he's laying down the groundwork.
Yeah.
He's laying the foundation for it. Here it comes.
Ridgedale brand
Got his
catheters,
drink in
because
some.
when they tell you to shove it, you took it the wrong way.
Oh, I'm so wrong. Oh god, I got fucking soda all over my fucking desk. God damn.
Wait, we need to replay of that. Instant replay, slow mo.
Really?
Yeah, the moment he puts that drink right into his mouth, his gullet, it's then Mitch goes with the one lining, which is really good. Take it through.
What was it? Ridgedale brain catheters?
brain catheters.
Thank you.
Ooh,
See,
catheter.
it's at that moment he realized he fucked up.
Ridgedale brand catheters, because when they tell you to shove it, you took it the wrong way.
One day, honestly, one day, I do hope I get someone to shit themselves so I can say that I created a shit take.
You'll have to wait for Gem X to do that for you.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's
I have to wait for him to open up that scat folder.
Yeah,
Boo! You see, you need a wider angle camera.
well, the camera is wider angled, but I gotta have a condensed sound because of the green screen. Yeah, that was the joys of episode 38, and this is what episode was this one?
9204. I fucking.
It's like 96, episode 96.
It is 96. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Tush in chat. What's up, Tush?
Groovy.
Whoosh.
What happened?
Who knows? Anyways, I don't. I gotta bring everyone back up.
Why?
There we go.
Bring everybody back up. Holy shit!
What
someone
happened?
Came in here.
Just-
Oh,
Somebody
Mitch is-
dropped and then came back.
Mitch
Bumping him.
still probably messed up because I exited out of the Fane.
Oh.
It happens.
I got involved in a misclick.
This is why Mitch has troubles running streams.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. He's the more popular one out of the two. I mean, really.
What?
I don't know. I like to have Arthur on. I like to at least talk to Arthur once.
Well, I have more time than Arthur does.
Yeah, I know. He's busy. Didn't you say that the old GNF intro was done by Arthur?
Yes.
Bro,
The
it
voice
was.
of it, yes.
That's right.
Yeah. I after meeting up with him, I asked him if he could do a voiceover.
Groovy.
Oh, well, you know what? Hey, new server, new voiceover, new everything.
Already have new everything, Sir Pan.
Where have you been?
I have a new
Okay.
thing. I have one for whatever we do patch notes. I have one for the two shot at the bar. I've got one for GNF crosstalk. Where have you been?
In
Not around.
a fantasy of Final World.
Welcome to my dirty movie.
Pretty much, exactly. You nailed it right there, Mitch. She's doing her own dirty movie using Final Fantasy.
Oh god damn it, Rogue.
Final Fantasy sounds like
The sexy-
masturbating with a samurai sword, if you ask me. But
Considering that there are a samurai class, god damn it.
I may be projecting.
Just a little.
Just a wee
I'm
bit.
gonna be eating peanuts. Who knows?
Because sometimes I scratch my balls with a helicopter.
Mm,
The oh, what is it? The fantasy Jubin in Final Fantasy, the sexy nymph. Pin.
No. No. No.
She is a deaf mute.
It's time to start slapping people. What did I just... I did it again. I keep misclicking. And fucking... God. Where's my... Son of a... Just my... Fuck.
I'm Rogue, god damn it.
I live in the land of the misclick.
We all live in the land of the misclicks.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I did it. It's just son of a... God.
So, do we need to have who's more of a boomer?
I need an
award here?
intervention.
Well, we would need at least 3 competitions because then it would be between Rogue, Mitch, and Jim Max.
No, see,
Well,
you know what'll
Jim-
fix
Jim
it for me? I'll tell you
Jim
what'll
will-
fix it.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you all I need. I need like 7 women to have a sexual intervention on my behalf.
Mm.
We got one here.
Why only 7, Rogue? Jet. God damn it, bitch!
Why?
See, Panina just had a misclick in her brain.
That's a normal thing that happens all the time.
we have a new nomination that was just written in. Panina Chan, aka Miss Pen Pen.
It's only
So-
7 because after a while I just get tired of saying no fuck you.
Oh, God. Oh.
And this is why I love these streams, where I get all these people on here. It just turns into madness.
Madness
Well,
lives
I do control the madness.
Well, yeah, after you had to control your own madness first. I mean, come on.
I mean, come on. Why not? Sometimes
You're so mad you lost control of your account.
I'm never mad.
I'm quite mad. I'm quite mad, you know. That kind of a mad.
We're all a little mad here.
I dare say that fellow's putting daisies with ammunition. I believe
I
he's
do
gone
have-
a bit over the edge, if you know what I mean.
I do have a bit of a side note, has nothing to do with us being mad or accounts being hacked or anything.
You gotta go.
I what?
I am the embodiment of mental stability.
Bullshit. Anyhow,
I'm sorry.
I don't
your
know who
last
to dress first, Sparky or Rogue.
No, your last video with the TikTokers. Yeah, that's mental stability.
look,
Damn
Pen, what were
right.
you gonna say? Pen, what are we gonna say?
We're gonna have a new fluffy member of the family come Wednesday.
You
Okay.
gave birth to a furry?
I mean, I almost wish that was the case, but no.
It's a cat, isn't it?
Is it a
cat,
red
yes.
fucking panda?
God.
No, it is not a red panda.
Don't let them reproduce. They're already trying to take over.
Well, I think she's fixed. I think
You
she's
think?
fixed.
You think she's fixed and she's
I-
going to
I like
squeeze
that
out a
word,
little
but
I
cunt
think-
muffin?
If she's not fixed, she will be.
I think she.
Run, cat, run!
Off, Dick. She will be. Okay, that's kind of threatening to a small little animal that hasn't done anything to you as of yet.
no.
I didn't want to
Time out. Is that
I dripped molten lead in my dick hole.
Hey, so is that the reason why Pin doesn't have a boyfriend? Because every time she gets one, she says that line, they run away.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty much.
You're an
line is-
ass,
No,
Sparky.
the line is. You remember the line? She said, "I think they are fixed, and if they're not, they will be." So
No, see,
any potential boyfriend coming into that portion of the conversation, they kind of go, "Wait."
What I think
Talking about
happens
the
is
cats.
every time Panina hooks up with a guy, one of the cats gets pregnant.
Mm.
And no one knows how. You got fucking Robert Stack is calling it a mystery in his brown trench coat.
So I want to take this moment
You
right
know
now.
I love you guys, right? You
Yeah.
know I love you guys.
Yeah.
So
I
very
want
much.
Joan
to
of
take
Arc would rather see a match.
I want to take this moment to remind everyone that Winslayer's channel is the official clip channel for this stream. So if you want to see any hot take clips that get clipped out from here, go to Winslayer's channel.
Yeah.
Wesley has a
But-
channel.
Yeah. Well, no, he clipped the whole Jin. Oh God. So you missed it a couple weeks ago, Mitch. One of our members fell asleep in the middle of the fucking stream.
Camera.
Really?
Wait, you haven't seen that clip?
No!
Wesley, could you?
Yeah,
your
roll the clip, Wesley. Bring it up and actually, tell me, I'll just go to your channel.
Okay, just have Wesley join the voice chat and then share
No,
it.
he doesn't need to. All he has to do is put his link of his channel into the actual chat here. That's all he has.
Anyways, the reason why we're going to be adopting another kitty is because my brother is going to be moving and they're not going to be allowing his cat to move with him. So he's flying across the country to come visit us for the week and bring
Okay, so wait,
his
so
cat
wait,
He's
with him.
flying across the country to drop off a cat.
To also visit us.
wait. Wouldn't it be easier and a lot more productive just to mail him the cat?
Man, no kidding. What does the cat have against stamps?
I mean, did we not learn from Garfield and Friends? You know, mail that cat to Abu Dhabi. I mean, it's simple. It's not like it's cross seas. It's just continental shit.
Yeah,
Plus,
no,
it's a cat.
no,
You could just set it outside. It'll fend for itself.
no,
Shit out.
no. How's no? Bad Mitch.
Bad Mitch.
I'm right.
No, you're not.
He is right.
I'm not kidding.
That's
Cats
cool.
are evil.
No,
All
Their
right.
goal
not.
is to take over the world.
Alright, I'm gonna share this. Yeah, I don't know why, but YouTube tried fucking my stream over, but...
It's YouTube. It fucks everything over.
Everything is fucked up.
Okay, so here we go. You
That's
want to jump in, Pin?
No, don't
One
jump
sec.
in, Pen. I don't know if she can jump into herself.
She's gonna wear herself like a pair of boots.
Oh, God.
What?
Oh, God.
What the fuck does that mean, Tim?
Okay, I'm gonna hit play now.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Very bright.
That's always bright. Tenet? To return as the 14th Doctor? Yeah, no, wow, that's impressive. Okay, don't know if that's a good idea, but sure, why not?
Jim Max snoring?
Yes, I believe he is. yes, I believe he is. yes, he is.
Oh man.
Wow,
Very-
either that or he's having a really good sandwich. Wow. Well, Wesley, do your job. Start clipping. We're gonna be here.
Yeah, this is the kind of situation where I wish I was there in person with a roasted with a toasted marshmallow on a stick.
I could see me passing.
If you notice, Pen, hey, look, my icon has changed as well. Holy crap!
Yes.
Late at fucking night. Yeah, I just got off work outside. But this is in the middle of the fucking day on Sunday.
Well,
And
okay,
he just got coffee.
Of course he did. Grandpa, no. Yes. Grandpa Gemux, no. The only thing I can actually say is sleeping pattern is all over the place.
So let me see. I think we've had Sparky fall asleep on a stream.
Yes.
We've had Gem Max fall asleep on a stream.
Is somebody eating?
Have you? I think we've caught you falling asleep once, or if at least I have in the middle of a call.
Yeah, in a call, yes. Well, you know what?
Yes, not in the stream, but on a call.
I'm just gonna
Yes.
It was late at the time frame, and I was tired. So I can get this running.
Yes, but that's okay.
Let's see here. Wow. But I've never been asleep on a stream.
No.
Okay, so
The snoring is just getting more intense. It's great.
Yes, it is.
That conversation.
Oh, Jesus. It gets louder, by the way. It will get louder.
Winslet, I want you to cut this entire section of him sleeping out.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I said Winslet is the official clip channel for this live streaming service.
No, he has some stuff from GNF. He's the official GNF clipper.
You fighting a bear? He's giving birth to an ass panda.
Pretty much. My suckers. Wait. Yeah,
Is he asleep? Really?
Yes. Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
Right now.
Hey!
This is where they're trying to figure out how do we get him up.
I love it.
Oh my
Who values their eardrums right now?
I know how to put you on mute.
Okay, so everyone, I'm gonna try and wake Jim Max up if you don't wanna
Just
use your eardrums.
anybody
ahead,
anybody who's listening to a headset, you might want to mute this right now.
Oh yeah. You got 5 seconds to mute this bitch.
Yeah, whatever he does doesn't work anyways. I'm gonna skip ahead.
At
None of the stuff that you guys
Oh!
were
Face
working
damn
didn't
fucking
work.
desk.
No. The reason
He's
I was saying
still
he doesn't have a
snoring.
headset Yes. it was because of the factor that he has done the whole open mic thing.
Time out.
So go ahead.
When was this? Last week? 2 weeks ago? When?
About
Okay.
a month and a half. That's
Yeah.
watching. Turn the volume down because I'm getting ready to yell. And everyone that's in the voice chat, take your headphones off real quick.
Yeah, but I don't think he had that. This is the weird thing. I don't think he actually had his headset on.
And I need to close my door. Wait, Casey.
Please tell me you're getting an air
No.
horn.
No.
If you don't wake him up with this, I'm gonna die laughing.
Okay.
It would have been nice if you got an air horn. That would have been
Going in
hilarious.
3, 2, 1. Wake the fuck up, Jim Max!
Yeah, his headphones aren't on.
the,
He scored right through that.
the only thing you can do to possibly save this, if you want to save it, is to like mute his mic.
Yeah.
About it. That's really about it.
They call his when his mic kicks on,
Time
it's
out.
called a heartbeat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god.
I will have to say, yeah, he had a for at least a couple of weeks or so, he had some really weird sleeping pattern because of the whole COVID being locked in kind of thing. So, he was up during the late mornings and then would sleep in the afternoon or whenever.
January 23rd is when that was.
Okay, that was a while back. It was a while back. Jesus
Damn.
fucking Christ. The beginning of a whole new year.
Yep, January 21st is when it was, so little over a month ago.
Have you heard that G4 has swapped
Rebranded X-Play? Yes.
Yes. Oh no, not just that, but one of their major Twitch streamer has a couple of gimmicks where he has girls in hot tubs.
Oh. I wonder.
I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with it, you fucktard. I'm just kind of pointing out that it's what's happening. But if you go for Frosk, you're not supposed to do that. That's sexist and all that kind of bullshit. But getting away from that aspect, I thought was kind of funny. That some of their major people who they've hired recently are notorious for something completely else that Frosk has a complete issue with.
Oh, that sounds like certain voice actors going after other voice actors because sexual harassment because
Yes.
they had a fan come up to him at a convention and he gave him a hug and kiss because that's what they wanted, and yet all these people levied claims against him, but yet one of the persons that did that wrote a tweet back in 2019 and is like, the truth always comes out. You always must believe victims. You can't silence victims and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no.
Vic Mignogna's never silenced a victim. He's a potential. He's never set a cease and desist.
He's given a cease and desist letter.
Yeah, and there's no victims that came up. These are allegations from other people, and that's that's what a lot of people need to realize. However, one of the people that was against him that stated that somebody came out that whenever this guy was the guy that came out was 15 or 16, and the guy I can't remember what his name was like 19 and 20. We'll have sleepovers at this guy's house and do the touchy of the pee-pee things.
Touchy to pee-pee.
Yeah,
or
and
actually,
the guy.
no. It gets worse. The 16-year-old at the time would wake up to the other dude beside him, well, jerking off.
This sounds like an anime problem.
It sounds like an everything problem because unfortunately this is what entertainment media with the social justice division is all about.
Yes.
So am I wrong that it was an anime?
But here's here's the thing.
Or
The
anime
guys,
actors, I mean.
yeah. All right.
English voice actors, because when it comes down to anime actors, when you say anime, you think Japanese, you don't think American.
Yeah, but here's
I think weebs. I don't care what their race is.
Anyways, let me
wait,
finish.
Wait, Spark. Wait, I was just gonna say I'm gonna hop off here for a bit, but I'll check in with you guys in a couple of hours.
All right.
I try not to do any damages while you do that.
But this guy sent a cease and desist to the victim that's coming out against him. It's like, oh, what happened to this? You can't silence victim's voice. You must believe them. Only when the allegations are not against you. Huh?
Indeed.
Oh, I got blocked by this dude on Twitter, and I also got blocked by Monica Rial.
Dude, I've been blocked since Gamergate. I mean, seriously.
It's fucking hilarious.
Get in fucking line.
It's fucking hilarious. I know. It's like, wow, okay. I triggered a really well-established person enough to block me. I'm just a nobody.
A leftist. Ooh, how
like, ooh!
Shocker! He triggered a leftist. Oh no. Yeah, no.
And it was funny.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, honestly, I would rather be blocked by Monica Rial than followed by her.
Yeah, no, I do agree.
Especially down a dark alley.
I don't think. Yeah, any alley for me.
True.
Just any alley.
And just so I can show people I'm not fooling around. This is the post. The voice. Damian Mills was the voice actor.
Yeah,
Damian. And I tagged her, which her realism or whatever that is her Twitter. And when you click on it, you're blocked.
That's a shame.
Wow. Okay.
Damien has his own, farm, like kiwi farm kind of thing for lol cows. So I mean, really, none of these people are sacred goats.
No. And the problem is they like to perpetuate lies, but when the truth comes about them, oh my god! It's
if anyone
fucking
tells the
funny.
truth about them, it's suddenly harassment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. That's exactly what it is, and it's like, oh god, the hypocrisy. You can't make a lot of this shit up.
No. You could try to, but it doesn't work in your favor.
Right.
No, here's the thing. They also have the receipts. The party in question leaked out or gave the farms individuals all of the previous tweets.
Yeah. Here's the glorious thing about Damian Mills. And I'm not gonna share it in the stream in the Discord, but I'll share it on the YouTubes. Rikita retweeted this, but this is it's a clip tweet from February 2019. Many voices have been echoing and pressing issues, and this needs a strong, united front. I believe survivors. It takes a tremendous level of courage to speak openly about sexual assault and trauma. Please support victims. Don't dismiss the stories. There's truth to be heard. That was Damian Mills back in 2019. And yet, you look up Damian Mills now.
You've got, and I've got one that has been leaked out. Come here, come on, we are singing, ready to mingle. We should just fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then he puts up an emoji of Goku doing this thing. Same, send me nudes. I'm sad. Even put a tear. So yeah.
Anyways, this is Damian Mills today. Mills told Anime News Network he has sought legal counsel and has been advised not to comment on allegations. He sent the alleged victim a cease and desist letter on February 18th. Note, this is Damian Mills 2019. Don't dismiss their stories. Fucking
He did not
hypocrites.
dismiss it. He did not dismiss it. He tried to silence it. Okay, Sparky, there's a difference.
I will give him that. I will give him that.
So he's not being a hypocrite. He's just taking it.
He's just being a scummy fuck. A scummy ass fuck.
Jesus.
The truth. Alright, he's trying. Alright, time out. He's trying to be heard. Alright, he's just trying to silence it. The truth to be heard. It's
see. Here's what the cease and desist letter should have said. Stop getting raped, you dumb bitch. See, problem solved.
This was a boy.
Close enough.
Still.
Learn martial arts. Cease and desist.
Oh no, yeah. I've seen the Kiwi. I've seen the Kiwi.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. When it comes down to a lot of weebs, especially when they have voice actors, English voice actors, that they idolize in some way, which I don't know why they do. They're shitty voice actors. But hey, you guys idolize them for some reason. Don't
They speak English. That's what matters instead of Jap shit. Did I mention I hate Japan?
Can't tell.
Novelty Japanese.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, getting back to the crux of it. Anybody who speaks fucking English for the most part are fucking pedos.
Have you seen Japan?
Yeah, and most of them who are pedos usually speak English.
Huh? I didn't.
Most of the Japanese there who are pedos speak English.
I mean, I don't know, but they invented lolly, and that's the problem.
It's so they can say cheese pizza.
Yeah.
and join the Democrat Party.
Oh God. All Democrats need to get fucked.
I don't have an issue
with
their
plan.
No, that's what they're trying to do there, Sparky. They all try to get fucked.
But they're trying to use your kids to do it.
I'd rape AOC.
No, they need to. Oh God. You couldn't pay me enough even with a brown paper bag over that bitch's face.
Brown paper bag, I don't know.
But here's the thing, okay, seriously though, I don't have an issue with Democrats so much as I have an issue with progressives, which are very different, by the way.
Unfortunately, no, because the progressives have took over the Democrats.
Not. They're louder than the Democrats.
No. You have the established Democrats who are pretty much no more than the swindlers. You have your Democrats and you have the progressives who took over that department. So realistically, your Democrats are a minority. If anything, they would be more independent than anything else. Your establishment is just no more better than establishment Republicans. They don't care either way. And the only people who are actually creating any form of direction of law are your progressives. It's all right. It's just that's the way how it is. They took over that route. Your Democrat, as it used to be, no longer exists because if it did, you would have the foundation of what Donald Trump was. But that's dead.
I mean, that's true.
Hell, even the Clintons would not be classified as classical Democrats.
I mean,
No.
They never were.
Well, see, Democrat is a meaningless title or a meaningless descriptor, just like Republican is. Those things don't matter. What matters is liberty and tyranny. And I put it to you: show me a Democrat or a Republican that does not, in some way, advocate tyranny.
Well, I can't show you a current one, but I could harken
Okay,
back
don't show me
to
one. Just name one.
Trey Gowdy.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
He's not.
His
He's
voting record. I'm not, and I don't mean it just at Troy Gowdy. I mean at any of them. If you think someone doesn't promote tyranny, just look at their voting record.
Yeah.
and
that
see
assumes that they've already been in office.
And this is one of the reasons why I respect Trey Gowdy, even though I think he should still be in Congress today because he would do a lot of fucking good. But he also agrees with the fact that there needs to be term limits, and he served a specific amount of years and then stepped down. It's like, nope, I just.
Well, he also tried to get that into law, and he also tried to get into law the only tyrannical thing he ever tried to do, which should have passed. I don't know why it didn't. Was try to make it where Congress could actually take people to court for lying under oath because they can't enforce that.
Dude, that you don't know. You don't understand the reason why it didn't get passed. Is all of Congress for the majority of it lies under oath.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I know why it didn't pass. I said it should have passed.
It would never have passed because of that particular.
Okay,
right
you're
there.
not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it had a chance in hell. What I'm saying is that that's the closest thing to tyranny you're going to get from him, and that based out of nothing but principle alone, it should have passed. The only downside is nobody there has any principle.
Oh, of course not. And that's why. See, I don't like the idea of term limits because I think term limits actually serve to inhibit the right of the people to choose their representative.
I have a better idea. I think that there shouldn't be term limits, but I think that what they should do is what's that called? Recall. So recall elections should be normalized.
That's one thing.
Recall elections can cause a problem.
Like I said earlier, I think we need a more efficient way to fire these assholes. Basically,
regular elections can cause a problem.
Oh, also recalls have caused problems.
But I rather like the idea of what we wrote in our book, Arthur and I. I like the idea of having a
no plug, right?
A violation of your oath of office amendment, where if you violate your oath of office, you don't get to serve again.
That would make more sense.
And you know what constitutes a violation? An act of tyranny. What is an act of tyranny? Anything that seeks to inappropriately override the Bill of Rights or the rest of the Constitution.
Which has been done several times.
I don't mean this fuzzy language bullshit where it's a living, breathing document, man. No, fuck you. It's only a living document if you amend it. You motherfuckers haven't amended it. So your gun laws are illegal. Because you did not amend the Constitution. There is a process in place for doing all that. If you're not going to do it, any federal, state, local gun law that infringes on the right of the people to keep and bear arms is illegal.
Yeah.
And that's just the firearms thing. I use the firearms thing as the example because it's the easiest one for everyone to comprehend generally. But my God, look at what they're doing with speech now too.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to ask about. Is like, look at speech.
If they don't do it with speech directly, they do it through other corporations such as big tech.
Well, and see, here's the thing.
Why do you think every time Congress has called big tech to submit testimony for an investigation, why do you think nothing ever happens? It's because what's really going on there is it's a two-way job interview. It's basically both sides determining who's going to get the favors and who's going to get the payoff for providing the favors.
Yeah.
That's all those things ever are.
And it's like this too. I can't remember what it was, but it was the it's like colleges silencing speech on campus because differing political opinions or stuff like that. And it's like, if I remember right, I can't remember what the case was, but it was the case with the what was it? It's called Bound City. A bounded city. It is a city developed specifically for like a corporation and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
I
they
remember
tried.
the case, but I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name of it either, but it's like they tried issuing speech laws. I can't remember if they were successful or failed.
No, I think the law was probably, or the speech code was probably implemented, and then they were sued for it. And I believe the Supreme Court determined that, yeah, even if you built the city and own the city and whatnot, no, you don't get to enact tyranny against the American people.
Yeah, and the thing is college campuses can be considered the exact same thing as that.
Well, they can. Absolutely. But there's a bigger thing there, too. Because colleges accept government money, you could argue that to engage in any activity that is anti-liberty would be an act of, not treason, but what's the other word? Whatever. I can't remember the word. It's there out there. It'll come to me in 3 weeks. But you can argue that because they accept government money, they are in some way a de facto agent of the state, and as such, they have no legal authority to enact anything like a speech code.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but like segregations, like some colleges, black only dorms and white only dorms because it's protecting the blacks. Yeah, that's straight up racism. You can argue all day long. Oh, this is what the culture wants. This is the black community. It's like no, that's still racism. Racism does not go by. It's real hard to get people to understand this. Racism does not hearken with color. Racism is colorblind. Racism is anything.
How dare you say that, Sparky? You're a racist motherfucker. You colorblind. My goodness. No, that's usually what most.
No, racism is like.
No, it's not colorblind. It's color indiscriminate. Would be more accurate.
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
Either way, it's both.
Racism is like heat and light. It radiates in every direction.
Mm-hmm.
Racism. Look, okay, so there's two ways to look at racism. One, if you look at it with colleges and stuff, you could call that like some kind of suppression or whatever, where like black people have a lower
do they?
thing that they have a lower, what's the term I'm looking for here?
Threshold.
A lower number they require to get in, lower requirements to get in to college and shit. Whereas compared to and then but on the other side, when you're looking at it with the societal bullying, like not societal, but interpersonal bullying, or not bullying, but racism, that's just bullying. That's all it is. If I go up to you and call you a filthy fucking nigger, right? It's no different from me calling you a fat ass or saying that you're 4 eyes or saying that, like, it's the same shit. I'm picking an immutable characteristic and then mocking you for it. Okay? Just because it happens to be race doesn't make it any more or less special than if it happens to be vagina or if it happens to be about, or, your biological sex or about, your weight size. It's the same shit.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean, when you look at the crux of it, you only have a small and vocal minority that's trying to make it illegal all over across the board, and they're doing it using the government.
Meanwhile, I want people to say those things. You know why?
Yeah.
Because that makes it easier for me to identify the people I don't want to hang out with.
No, that makes logical sense. Henceforth,
right?
I agree with.
Why should I have to? That's the beauty of free speech, is it frees me from having to do all that detective work to figure out what a prick John Salamanam is.
Yeah.
Because now John Salamanam has come out and called a black guy this, he called a Chinese guy that, he called a fat lady this. And now I know that John's an asshole. And I don't want to hang out with asshole John. John, you're an asshole. Fuck off. Go home. Get out of my sight. You fucking prick.
And that's basically, at the end of it, that's what it is. You stifle somebody's ability to speak. It makes it a little bit harder for you to find out, ultimately who's. Yeah. But again, going back to your original statement there, Vlad, about doing a recall. Well, you forgot about the California recall for Gavin Newsom.
No, that was the inspiration for it. That should be
No,
everywhere.
do you realize it was a complete mess?
Of course it
Going
was.
forward.
There's too
I'm a
many
high,
regulations.
you don't understand. Okay, first off, I enjoy chaos. Okay, so that's not going to be an immediate problem. Number one. Number two, it may have been
And
a
he
mess,
still
but
won
it
regardless
worked.
of it. It didn't. He won.
The option should still exist.
Again, that option is always there. And again, the people.
It's only there in 2 states.
And it's only there if
in
certain
the entire
conditions are met.
country.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And I'm perfectly fine with certain conditions being required. Otherwise, me and Sparky could say, hey, let's go recall the governor of Toronto or whatever the fuck runs Toronto. I don't know. Toronto, what are you talking? We're Americans. Never mind. Fuck it. Let's go.
Do it.
Let's go recall the governor of New Mexico. And we get out there and we say, we're recalling the governor of New Mexico. You can't stop us. Ha 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 ha. No, you need to have
Right.
You need to have certain things in place in order to ensure that the recall is legitimate.
Yeah, there needs to be boundaries and jurisdictions. Like, I can't remember where it was. I think it was it Georgia? I think it was Georgia. And then there was it was for the governor. And they're having their elections, and they had a lot of people out of state come down to support this one black woman candidate that was running for governor. And it's like, that shouldn't even be legal.
No.
That every one of those people that's there out of state should be.
Well, hang on. It's a bit of a weird area because, okay, so candidate in Georgia is being, and it depends on what kind of support. I would say if it's monetary support from out of state, then we have a jurisdictional issue.
Yep.
And the people from out of state cannot give monetary support.
Well,
they can still, however, speak their mind.
Or they can speak their mind, but they shouldn't be allowed to go there to bolster numbers and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it comes down to it. It's like, how are we supposed to ensure that these people from out of state don't come in to fucking try to vote?
If only states issued driver's licenses and ID cards that with a number.
ID cards that you can get for free.
Yeah.
Which you can. There's a program you can go through and get an ID card for free.
It's more than that. Even with valid ID, our voting system right now is how do I say this without getting anyone banned?
Say whatever you want.
Sparky's already been banned.
It has not earned the trust and faith of the people. Let's put it that way.
Oh, we've said that multitudes of times.
Now, Arthur and I, we advocate for non-networked, fully mechanical voting machines. No electronics, no fucking internet, no fucking bullshit.
No, I have a better one.
Just a ballot, you stick it in, you make your selections, you pull a lever, and boom, those are the holes that are punched out on the ballot. That's how you know who someone voted for.
I think we should do what Canada did. What Canada, you just count it. You have people that physically sit there and fucking count. That's it. Nothing else. Just that.
I agree with that too.
We haven't changed that. We put pen
and it would
paper, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's what the physical mechanical ballot would do.
And here's the thing too. I think it needs to be done too. I think once ballots, they need to be counted at least 2 to 3 times by someone that's completely isolated and not even allowed to talk to other people within that room or that group.
I would say,
stuff like that.
Each ballot needs to be. Here's how I would do it. Okay, let's assume Republican and Democrat, because that's the easiest thing to do. And third party candidate or not a candidate, but a third party member who is not even on that ballot, because Democrats and Republicans have corrupted the system that much. So what you have is you have a Democrat ballot counter, a Republican ballot counter, and an independent ballot counter, all sitting in a row. The first one gets the ballot, counts it on their sheet, passes it to the next guy. Marks it on their sheet, passes it to the next guy. If those three numbers don't line up by the end of their shift, then someone's engaged in fuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's something that I can actually say with Canadian voting. In that you have to have the ID. If you don't have your ID, then you can't vote. Sorry. You not only do you have that, but you have to have the voting card that comes with, because everybody gets mailed one. So you have to have those two things with you.
Hang on. In a country that has a right to vote, why do you need a voter registration on top of your state-issued ID?
To prove that you exist, that you actually reside in Canada. You have to be a resident.
Well, yeah, the state-issued ID does that.
No.
Yeah, but if you're
it does, but it
'cause
also
if you're
could be
dead.
faked. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well,
or dead.
for
a dead
example,
person's ID.
Well, there's a good chance you don't look like the person on that ID. I want to be clear. I am talking photo ID.
No, I know. That's why we have that extra buffer.
It's a two-part system.
Yeah. So we
So
make sure that
you're
that
calling
person
for
who is coming in has those two parts. If they don't have either of those two parts,
you're
it
calling for
becomes a bit of
two-factor
question.
authentication.
Yes, it definitely.
Well, not only that, it also states and specifies the voter registration who your selected party is. So it gets a kind of a overall number of, how many Republicans voted, how many Democrats voted, and these are how many people that voted.
The government has no right to that, in America anyway. The government has no right to that information.
No,
Look, you know what
The
I
government
think we
only
should do?
has
We do
the
not-
only
we do not-
information about the citizens that the government has a right to is the census.
Correct, and that's
Look,
basically what it is
I
up there.
think what I think they should do is just say fuck it, do away with voting altogether. Fuck everybody and have a randomness system.
Oh, lottery system.
So yeah, where essentially like you don't get to have the little voting game. There's no counting. It is just completely randomized, and we get to bitch about whoever we don't like together.
Hey Bob, it's your turn. Get in there.
Yeah,
Don't fuck it up.
So yeah, I mean, like, it just take all of that shit away, like, because the reality of the situation is clearly as technology moves forward, people become less trustworthy.
Right.
So,
And honestly, a lottery system, I think, has the benefit of being an even playing field for everyone, while at the same, it has some drawbacks.
It does, but if you
because
don't
in a free,
because again, if you look at the randomizing of it, you
Well,
really
how
don't
about-
know who you're getting, and
how
two,
about-
whether
how
the
about-
person
how about-
wants to do the job or not.
How about
a combination? A combination.
there you go.
As far as if you're willing to serve in that capacity, you put your name in the hat, and then the hat.
that's what I'm talking
Then
about.
and then you draw the names at random.
That's what I'm talking about.
That makes a little bit
essentially.
more sense. No, what you said was just randomized, so that
Oh,
means
okay.
everybody.
I said among the candidates. I specifically said that.
I didn't hear you say that.
I did miss that,
Well,
but there's every
Earlier,
chance
you
said
didn't
it.
hear me say Lost in Space either.
But I'm not saying among the candidates either. I'm saying among anyone who's willing to serve in that capacity. That's different than a candidate. A candidate campaigns.
I mean, sure. Like, and basically, what I'm talking about removes campaigns altogether as well.
Right.
You in order for you to remove campaigns, it is to completely randomize it for everybody who wishes to participate.
Yeah.
The
That's what I
thing
was-
is,
yeah,
But then the other problem comes in. Sorry to interrupt there, Mitch. The other
Go on.
problem is those who participate can still campaign. You would have to make a rule to state that you cannot campaign.
well, the other downside is with the lottery system. Even when you just throw into the hat those people who are willing to do that job for that term, you still got the issue of the people not being able to select their representative.
I don't think they'd have the right. That's my extreme hot take.
But,
I-
in America, the right to vote is not an affirmative right.
Well, the thing is, like, I think the people, and this is a fundamental issue with any and all democracies and or republics, is that the people will fundamentally always choose something that works contrary to whatever they think could benefit them. So
Certainly
like,
seems
every
that way.
Yeah, like the mankind is known for this. Like people on an individual level do things every single day that works contrary to themselves. We drive cars, okay, while other cars are moving past us in the lane over, and the only thing separating us is a yellow line in the middle. I mean, we constantly take absurd, stupid risks every single day. Why would we be trusted with something as overcomplicated and risky and sensitive as voting for who leads us all?
Well, let me put you like this too, and I hear this. It's like, it's everyone's right. It's everyone's right. It's like everyone's right. It's like, no, it's not actually. It's like, show me the amendment that says we have the right to vote.
Okay.
Well, there is an amendment.
No, I'll take that challenge.
Black people have the right to vote. There's an amendment for that.
Yeah.
I will take that challenge.
Wait, so Sparky is saying that only black people can vote. That's what he's saying right now.
Well, no. I would like. I no, hang on. I'm not very proficient within all of.
And I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about in the word jargon within the amendments. I'm talking about specifically designed, intended for that.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Wait, what?
Like right to bear arms, like Second Amendment, right to bear arms, First Amendment, right to free speech. Third Amendment.
I'm pretty sure it's the Constitution that those are amending.
It is the Constitution, yes.
Actually, the Bill of Rights is a series of 10 articles that were added to that were amended to the Constitution in 1791, ratified in 1791.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, here's what I tell people about, the bitching about voter ID or bitching about, having to have an ID or license to go vote. You gotta have an ID to fucking buy a gun. That's an actual amendment.
How about this? Amendment 9. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
Okay.
That means if people want to vote, they have the right to do so.
Okay, so are you saying, Sparky, just make clear, you're talking about mandatory voting?
No, I'm just talking about voting in general.
Now, let's see. I'm trying to find, is it the 13th, 14th? Give me a sec, I'll find it. What?
But also, I don't think 18-year-olds should be allowed to vote either. So, just throwing that out there. It used to be 21, which I think it should have stayed that way.
Trying to find it because the way it's worded in the proper amendment, if I ever find it, might be the 18th. No, that's something else. Okay, 15th. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude.
Yeah, that's the black people one, yeah.
That's for all citizens of the United States.
Well, I know, but that was written in, that was like, I think like one of the, I think the 14th and the 15th, if I remember correctly, were the first two social issues that were written into the Constitution.
Quite possibly, yes. Let's see, 16th, they collect taxes. 16th Amendment needs to go away.
Reconstruction period.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. No.
I was going to say, there is no actual amendment specifically stating for anything for the right to vote. Now, it's mentioned for like certain rights.
The right to vote is not an affirmative right.
Yeah, civil right.
It's not an affirmatively stated right. It's not one of the enumerated rights.
And that's what I'm talking about. So if the Second Amendment could be, and yes, like you said, Mitch, it is illegal, but if the Second Amendment can be hindered by, you must have, a registration, you must have an ID before you can go get a gun, you must get a background, you must do all this fucking bullshit. If an actual right can have that done to it, then you're damn sure a fucking voting right can do that. Be like that, because it's not an affirmative right.
Okay. So here's the thing with the states, anyway. Like, so
Here it is.
the Constitution is mostly just, and its amendments are mostly just a guideline, right? So, like, for
No,
example,
no. The
with
Constitution and its amendments are the supreme law of the
okay,
land.
what I'm saying, I have a point here. For example, with guns, all right, like you can make a gun law that adds regulation that like to the possession of guns. Like you can regulate the Second Amendment. You just can't
You can't.
contradict the Second Amendment.
You can't
Well, it's-
regulate it.
I mean,
You can't.
okay,
You
well,
can't.
every Supreme Court justice, every single time this comes up, has all said like CCWs or abide
They're
by
wrong.
the Constitution.
They're
and all
wrong
that
because shall not be infringed is it's
It's
poignant.
specific language.
It's poignant. Shall
It's
not
not-
be
it's not
infringed
just-
in any which way.
It's not just specific, it is a directive. Shall not is a directive.
So I literally just looked that up, and that's not what that infringe specifically means. Like contradict, it means to break the terms. Creating a CCW license for that does not break the terms. It does not stop.
If
you
it
from
means that the
possessing
people
your
can own a
firearm.
if it means a person can own a firearm, it does.
No, but that's not what that means. Like a CCW does not stop you from owning a firearm. All it does is permit you to carry it publicly, which is still a regulation on the Second Amendment, which nobody's contested, or at least in the Supreme Court, in the forever that they've been around. So
Because you
like,
can't. That's the
well,
problem.
you can't what?
You can't contest it because you lose.
What? No, I'm saying that nobody contests regulation, which in the reason like
Well, I
so
do.
so in the Supreme Court is okay with like you having to have a CCW, you having to have a background check, and all these other little tiny things, because none of those things actively stop you from fulfilling your Second Amendment. Like if you like, all they are roadblocks to ensure that crazy people, I guess, or whatever the fuck they think.
Okay,
Well, here's
let me-
no.
let
Time
me
out.
ask you this.
Time out.
Hang on.
It doesn't matter.
Hang on. I'm a crazy Canadian, and I would say that any form of checks or roadblocks you put in is impeding somebody's right to.
It is. It doesn't matter. All right. So the only way that is included, and I would say this for much, is like for felons, because technically you lost your privileges.
No, actually, that's not true. So, like, that's the problem that I'm pointing out. You have to go all the way, or you have to go in the middle, like, or not at all. Like so if you're gonna go with like, oh, it shall not be infringed, and you want to take that absolutistically, then you're right. Pedophiles should be able to own firearms. Felons should be able to own
and they do.
firearms.
Yeah, they should.
They do.
They
But
should.
No, they should.
Hold on. Let's think this through. I agree that one of the big problems I have when it comes to firearms and voting legislation, for some reason, if you're a felon, you're no longer allowed to own a firearm or allowed to vote once you've served your time. Once you've, as they like to say, paid your debt to society. Well, my position is if you've paid your debt to society, your rights should damn well be restored.
I agree.
Now,
Same here.
let's go. So, we how do we know someone's a pedophile? Or do we just not let people buy guns? That's one question.
If they're on a sex offender list, then yeah, well, sorry.
Well, did they get on there by accident?
Well,
I don't care what the
That's-
context is. Like, you have to be an idiot to get put on there, or you have to be a pedophile.
No, you
to get
don't.
One of the
No,
two.
no,
No, you
no,
don't.
you-
There are people who just
Dude,
pulled
you
over
can
to
be
the
put on a
side.
pedophile list for just having porn.
You could be put
I've
on
ne-
those
okay.
lists. It's not even a pedophile list. It's a sex offender registry.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Which has
And-
pedophiles on it, along with people that peed outside.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it's a problem. It's like it's just as bad as the no-fly list.
But here's the cool thing, and this is something I always say: the law is not obligated to inform you of the law.
No, but the law is obligated to abide by the law.
To
No,
to
like it's
impede
your
you
duty.
from-
It's your duty to research any and everything you think is relevant as far as laws go. It is your duty to know
Generally,
the speed
yes.
limit. It is your duty to know whether or not you can pee in front of Walmart.
Let me
okay?
ask you this. Let me ask you this then. If ignorance, because the argument you're making is basically ignorance of the law is no excuse, correct?
Pretty much.
Okay. Then why do cops get away with it when they violate people's First Amendment rights?
They shouldn't.
I agree they shouldn't.
Yeah,
But
like
But they should also know the law, shouldn't they? More than
Yep.
they. I mean, if they're going to be charged with enforcing law, they should know the law.
I mean, but that doesn't like change the principle. That just means that the enacting of the principle.
No, my point is that the principle,
No, but that is
the principle,
basically-
while relevant, is too often ignored,
Yes.
keep in
and
mind,
generally
the-
out of
the
out of
major-
convenience.
The majority of law enforcement and even some politicians do not even know whatever laws that they've created unless they created them themselves.
Right, and it's usually their staffers or a think tank or
Yeah.
a political action committee that writes the law.
They have to go through a whole barrage of different individuals in order to get even an iota of an understanding of what that law or
And none of
regulation is
this
supposed to be.
excuses a citizen's inability to use
Guess
the
what?
largest library we have in our hand, the largest library ever known to mankind. Ignorance is not an excuse in
It
any
is.
context.
I agree.
Unfortunately,
Here's the fun part. I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to pose this challenge. Our Congress needs to go through all the legislation and remove anything that is abhorrent to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
Well, yeah, I think there needs to be a total redo. Yeah.
Even if it's vague. If it's vague, it goes.
Oh, it's all vague, isn't it?
Generally speaking, yes.
So
now, going back to that gun issue about the CCW, there's because you left something out, and I'm not going to say you did it conveniently, if you know what I mean, because I don't think you did.
you probably did.
But you left out the part in the Second Amendment to keep and to bear. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
That means even having them publicly.
Now, hang on. To bear.
Yes.
See if I got the right spelling because I fuck this up in my head all the time.
It's
to hold up,
BEAR, yeah.
support, to hold or remain firm under, to tend in a course, direction, of move. No, that's like changing your bearing. To be located, verb phrases, bear down. No, bear down, bear upon. No, okay. So to hold.
No, you're right on your interpretation on bear arms. Like, I get what you're saying, but the argument here is that the CCW does not stop you; it taxes your ability, which is my fundamental argument against CCWs is it's a needless and useless tax. And the other problem I have against it is police. I watched a video on this in New York City, especially. Police stations will actually use the CCW laws in order to violate Second Amendment rights. So I'm not saying I'm not trying to say that there's 0% corruption and CCWs are fine. Like, if CCWs worked exactly how they were supposed to, okay, I wouldn't have an issue with it.
Illegal.
It wouldn't be.
All right, time out.
It's not infringing on it. All it's doing is
time out.
Hold on a minute. Like, no, okay, the word stop is a hard word, okay? That means no, all right? So if I say, well, you can pass this bridge, you got to give me $20.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not telling you can't pass the bridge. I'm saying that you got to give me $20 and you can, right? It's a fucking gray area. It's sleazy, but it is what it is. It's not a direct contradiction of that. It's not saying no.
All right, so... infringement.
Hang on, before you go down your tangent there. No, the word stop does mean like pause, hesitate, to literally stop, go further. You can't pass go. That's the reason of why. You what you're trying to refer to is yield.
Here's the problem with the whole thing. Infringe or infringement. Two-part sentence. The action of breaking the term of law, agreement, etc., violation, or the action of limiting or undermining something. If you're saying you are requiring me to pay this much money to get from one side of the bridge to the other side, you are eliminating me from my travel. Does not matter.
You've also broken all forms of terms that was originally created.
Yeah.
Like, to me, all I see, the thing is like, I have a lockbox that I put your gun in, and you gotta pay me to get the gun.
You are limiting me. You are infringing.
Hold on a second. Can I finish, please? Thank you.
No, let him finish,
The reality is, at the end of the day, is like, it's a sleazy gray area because you can argue it both sides of your mouth with the argument. Or I could. I mean, and the law can. So that on one hand, you could make the argument that
the problem is the law cannot. The lawyers can.
Okay, and the judges do.
The
So
law is black and white. Pretty straightforward.
It's not actually at all.
It is. It's black and white. There's no there is no gray.
So no law has a gray area. Not a single one.
There is no gray. It's black and white. It's
no law.
There are laws that have gray areas, but those are poorly written laws.
No, like I can sit here and pull up any law off the top of my head. I can just literally go on here, type this law, and
the interpretation of the law, but the majority of laws, no laws have a gray area. They can be created. You can create a gray area, but you really don't have a gray area. It's black and white.
It's on the interpretation.
That's okay, dude. If you have to interpret it, it's not black and white.
No, that's the
okay.
problem.
If it's black and white,
that's the problem. Humans interpreted what the law was. They don't know why that law was created in the first place. So they interpreted the reason of why that law was created. Are we going to go back to the 1800s? Are we going to go back to the 1600s to find out exactly why that law was there? What was the purpose? No. We're going to look at it and go, it doesn't resolve.
When it comes to the Second Amendment, though, the purpose is right there in the amendment, to maintain the security of a free state.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. If you're talking specifically about the amendment being black and white, I mean, yeah, sure, you're right. But you said laws. And there are
laws are black and white. The interpretation of laws.
Hang on.
No, that's not true. Like, they intentionally make laws vague as possible on purpose.
The U.S. Constitution, including the Bill of Rights, is the supreme law of the land.
Yes.
Therefore, the Second Amendment is law.
I'm not saying it's not law. He said all laws.
I just wanted to make that clear.
That is part of that. That's part of the the key. It's baked in. All laws are black and white. The interpretation of the law is gray.
No.
Yes.
Like they intentionally make laws black, or intentionally make them vague, so that you would have to resort to interpretation.
Just trying to keep the lawyers in business, man.
Yeah, there is entire threat documents on this subject. Like, if you look at terms of service, are you going to say Twitter's terms of service is black and white?
That's not law.
Specific? I know, but it's written in the same way.
Yeah,
that's the point.
That has nothing to do with law.
You're not. No, they're written in the same way. Same way. Written in the same way.
Hold up, guys. Hold up. Hold up. Check it out. While the terms of service are not law, they are related to law because they are a part of what's known as contract law. You get contract lawyers in on this shit, and they'll turn that shit upside down, inside out, and screw everyone involved, and then send you a bill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's the terms of service is a contract, and contracts are governed by contract law. So there is some give and take in this argument.
All right. So, and here's an example of vagueness and stupidity. Kyle Rittenhouse, the minor imposition of the imposition of a deadly weapon. He was allowed to carry it. And a lot of people argue against that. Oh, no, that's a hunting statute. Yes, it is part of a hunting statute, but the statute also depicts what it is. And it's not even part of a hunting statute. It's if the age of the person is this point, then yes, they had to go through a hunter safety course. He was above that age, so that statute does not apply. What applied was the length of the barrel and the type of the gun. It was a long barrel rifle, meaning he was legally allowed to carry it. The lawyers tried muddying that up and interpreting, oh, well, because there's a hunting statute in it, it's not meant for... Yeah, it's not meant for general public outings. It's meant for hunting. It's like, no, you gotta look at it. Is if you are below 16, you are required to have a hunting course. That law is black and white. The interpretations are what made it gray because people try interpreting what it wanted. Now, some laws are gray. They're poorly written laws.
Look, here's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that there aren't laws that are intended to be black and white, such as the Second Amendment. What I'm contesting is that 100%, 100%, with exactly zero exception whatsoever, with no exception, is all 100% written to be black and white. And I disagree with that because you can find one example to the contrary, and that breaks the entire absolute. And that's my entire point.
That's what makes it vague.
Let's be clear about this too. My reading of the Second Amendment, when I read it as meaning what the words on the page say, that is an interpretation.
Yes.
I mean, none of us are immune from it. So when I look at, for example, when I look at the word infringe and I see as part of the definition to encroach or trespass, and then follow that definition and look up the word encroach, to advance beyond proper, established, or usual limits, make gradual inroads, to trespass upon the property, domain, or rights of another, especially stealthily or by gradual advances. This is the thing, man. When you look up the words, you can't look up just the one word. You gotta go deeper.
Yes.
And when you go deeper and you realize that to infringe involves the gradual inroads or the gradual advances,
it can. Yeah.
Then you understand why the words chosen are so important. I mean, it was what, 1776, and then it was 15 years. 1791 is when the Bill of Rights was ratified. The Constitution ratified in 1776, if I'm not mistaken.
But you see, like, the thing is...
hold on. I'm getting to a point here.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't done. In those, that's 15 years?
Yeah.
It took 15 years to develop the concept and to debate the wording in the Bill of Rights. And each article changed repeatedly. I mean, it's not like they just wrote the words down and said, okay, good. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of debate, and they wanted to be as clear as possible as far as what they were writing. That's why the Ninth Amendment is in there, is because, we've got all these rights affirmatively stated, but we can't just assume that these are the only rights people have. So we need to say something to that effect, and then you get the Ninth Amendment. And then, you know what? States have rights too. So we have a 10th Amendment. There's all kinds of 15 years worth of thought and dedication to figuring out how to express these ideas in the most proper and absolute way. And the shit, it's not like someone just wrote it down and said, okay, let's ratify this. It's important to remember that it was 15 years worth of work. And it wasn't, 15 years worth of work now would be a lot more work because internet. They had to do Pony Express and write letters and fucking show up when they're able to debate each other and to have it out. But man, that's a lot of fucking work to come up with one sheet of words. Because the Bill of Rights is essentially one sheet of paper.
Right.
In modern terms. And even less than that, if depending on your font. But that is a lot of work to put in to figure out that one sheet of words to make sure that they are as explicit and as unambiguous as possible. And even then, the way they finally decided to structure the Second Amendment, I mean, I don't think it's unambiguous, but it is structured in a way that someone could spin it to be ambiguous.
Right. Yeah.
Like Democrats always do.
Yes.
Well,
They
we
tried
also
to
have we also have to take in consideration that within your states, you had 17 states that had banning for interracial relations, all the way up until current. So, I mean, we have to look at it. The laws were created; they were black and white. How you interpretate them, how you restructure them, that becomes more gray. You write them down. You try to make sure there isn't any nuance going forward, and if there's somebody who questions it, then that's where you have the ability to discuss it.
Yes.
But in the beginning, it's black and white. It set.
Tries to be. Like, I will agree that they intend for it to be black and white. But the problem is, too, that you're not considering is the English language is retarded in terms of its evolution.
Well, it's malleable.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Vlad, we all know
It's the word retard.
Forward. But this is nothing that we're forgetting. Why I say all laws are black and white and the interpretation is gray is because of what Mitch kind of directed towards. It is just that. The moment you have somebody questioning something, then people are going to readjust it, re-amend it, add new factors to it.
They're going to reboot it.
To make it as stringent as possible, so you cannot reinterpret it any other way.
Yep. Well,
I mean, like the thing is, they still do that though.
They a lot of them try to do it. Sometimes they win, and sometimes they lose.
You want a fun little what do you call it? It's not really a project, but it's an interesting observation. Go through the Bill of Rights and the rest of the amendments in the Constitution. And eventually what you're going to see is when the lawyers got involved, because the amendments became longer and longer. When the Bill of Rights was written, it wasn't written by lawyers exclusively. It was also written by real people. Farmers, people who worked
generals, scientists.
Yeah, military, farmers,
thespians.
Industrialists, people who worked on.
It's the first 10 amendments. They are the OGs.
They're the Bill of Rights.
But the biggest issue is even back in the day, like the shall not be infringed thing was not even taken to the most absolutistic degree that we take it to today. There was regulation in the 1800s.
No, for Vlad, for them, infringe means what it means. You do not impede me from getting what I want. Period. End of line.
Okay. Oh, cool.
We have interpreted it years later after the fucking fact with lawyers to kind of go, well, it's kind of vague.
I mean, that's fine, but that's because there's like 4 different definitions of infringe.
That's
because they changed it from the original.
Yeah.
I've studied English. I have the etymology of that particular word. Infringe means don't. Simple. Don't do anything that's going to impede me, which means that for me to hold on to, help, or hang or to get a certain item.
To possess.
That's cool. It's been violated even in the 1800s. So.
Oh hell yes, it has.
After the Civil War, they banned the people from the South or who had served in the Southern military to own certain types of fashion of weapons. They could only own buckshot at the most in order to protect themselves from animals.
It caused an uproar down the road, which caused another war down later.
Yeah.
Do you realize that it created a new? People got upset to a point where you're like going, you're telling me not to do this. You say you're not supposed to infringe my rights, but you are. We're going to go to war about this.
In Tombstone, Arizona, when Wyatt Earp banned guns, essentially made people turn in their guns. That's an infringement.
Well, actually, he didn't make people turn in their guns. He just said within the town limits, no guns. Which, yes, is still bad. I admit. But they were supposed to turn them in, and when they left town, they would take them with them.
Okay, so
again,
but that's different.
Yeah, still, I get you, but you got to be more clear about that. Is what I'm saying.
I am going to reiterate something else, and we can't just look at the word definition for the word infringe. We also have to look at the definitions for the words keep and bear And
Yes.
you know, we have to understand the whole thing. I do this often. I've gone through amendments in the Constitution with the dictionary handy, just to and sometimes I'll look up words that I think I understand completely, and I will follow that trail just to make sure I have the broadest possible understanding. Because if we're going to live in a society based on liberty, then when it comes to these things, when it comes to interpreting the Bill of Rights, for example, we have to be willing to err on the side of liberty and not on the side of tyranny.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, I can see the argument, because like if you look at infringe as a hard stop, like shall not be infringe, which would include, you know, bearing.
It's
and,
not a
and all
hard
that
stop, though.
stuff.
It's gradual.
He just said don't. That's what he said he meant.
No,
So,
to break, to breach, or to break or breach. That is basically the
Uh-huh.
1950s, not 1950s, 1590s, and that is the meaning behind it. It became something completely different as we've gone along with the restructuring of words. But you cannot breach or break. That means no, don't go any further than that.
But
That's
the
simple.
thing is, every single person that like in Congress,
hang on,
like,
dude.
will sit there and
We infringe on everybody's rights constantly, whether it be the Americans infringing on other people's rights based off of your bills that you have. Same up here in Canada. Fuck, even Iranians infringe on their people's rights because of the fact that their government is allowed to do so.
yes. But what I'm getting at is a CCW is just
it's another form of infringement.
It's an impediment.
No,
Impediment,
infringement.
yes, which is an infringement.
Yeah, I mean, see, and that's the thing, though, because if you said if infringement specifically means do not go any further,
Yeah.
right? If it just means don't go any further, do not infringe. Well, it
Yes.
does not, strictly speaking, stop anybody from fulfilling their Second Amendment at all.
Look into New
It
York
depends.
law then. Look
It
into New
depends
York law.
because in order to get a CCW, you have to engage in business with the
Well,
state.
I should maybe specify, assuming that it's actually done in a non-corrupt manner, which it
No,
definitely
like again, look at New York.
Even in a non-corrupt manner, you'd be required to do business with the state.
Yes.
That's not liberty. That's
No,
tyranny.
yes, and here's the thing. New York's actually up on the hot seat for this one.
Yes,
Oh,
I know.
They're
I
reaching the
mentioned that earlier, actually.
But okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't here. But they have been totally infringing on this, and basically they've been using it. They won't even let their off-duty cops carry concealed carry.
St. Louis is doing the same thing.
Yeah, and they're already up for a fucking Supreme Court case because of it.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, actually Ohio Ohio almost went to Supreme Court, except for the state courts here said, you know what? You can't even make people have a permit. People can have conceal and carry. All you have to do is if you get approached by a cop, immediately tell them, I'm carrying a gun, if they wish to question you.
This is why I live in Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma sucks. Anyway, but sorry, I just had to say that.
No.
So the thing is, originally, like a CCW license, all it was supposed to be was, oh, okay, well, I get a background check, you give me a piece of paper, and that was it. You move along, right? That was how it was supposed to be. And then I don't know what the fuck police and everybody did after that point. Like there's a lot of corrupt shit going on where they're like charging money and like insane amounts of money and then taking it and then not refunding it, not approving it or anything, right? So you just get just fucking people over and yes, infringing upon people's rights. However, what I'm trying to get at is if I made the argument that it was all perfect, 100% across the board, I wouldn't necessarily see it as infringing because all it is a piece of paper verifying that you're not a fucking criminal.
I'm sorry, but
no, it isn't.
That's still a
and
violation
can
of anybody's
carry
rights.
Publicly.
Sorry, no, that's a violation of anybody's rights to in order for, especially an American, in order for you to have a weapon. It is unfortunately your God-given right in the United States to own a weapon.
See, that's the problem right there. We're gonna run right into that. There is no such thing as God-given rights.
Okay, it's your
and
natural
that's where
right.
I start. I don't view that as that's not a thing either.
You want to quibble over God-given? It's your natural right.
The state bestows the right.
Did I not state in the United States? Did I not say that in the U.S.?
Oh, this is a debate in the U.S. too.
Okay, so
hold on.
According to your Declaration of Independence, your Bill of Rights, everything that you have that makes it, which is the foundation of your structure, you have
God-given rights are the equivalent of natural rights.
yes.
These are rights you get because you are human.
Yeah, I understand that, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily supposed to agree with that.
In every other corner of the
Quibble
world,
over the
in every other
God-given
corner of
part
the world,
is kind
That's what
of
he does.
childish.
No. I'm quibbling over the entire concept because I believe rights are bestowed by the state. They're not
You're wrong.
bestowed by nature. They're
you're
not.
wrong.
No, they're absolutely. You don't even have the concept of the word right whenever you remove the state. If you're out in the woods by yourself, it's not that you have a
Well, that's
right.
because the state is the perpetrator of violating your rights more than any other entity.
Yes, I understand that. But if you're out in the woods, okay, it's not that it's your right to have a
And a
weapon
tree falls on you.
or your right to pee, right? When there's no government around.
No one's
it's
around.
It's not your right. What it is that nobody's there to tell you not to, which
Does
is where
anyone care?
rights come in. That's
Well,
it.
it's also a biological imperative.
Yeah,
No.
basically, the idea, or at least the word, the adjective "right" is actually it's a Latin or Greek basic terminology. It's based off. Hang on, it's based off of moral and legal sense.
Yeah, that's cool.
Your
There's
moral,
another angle there, though, too, because
your moral is what makes it right.
we agree upon these rights. We agree that we each have these rights and that our rights coexist because we are a society. And in that way, our society can function and grow and become greater.
Actually, here's
Well-
something. Hang on. We'll go directly to Sparky's people. Did they not have the rights to construct a weapon known as a bow?
Known as what?
It's not a
Bow and
right.
arrow.
At that, they just have the ability. You're conflating the term right and ability.
No. I am not conflating the word right. I'm using it in the etymology word, the original meaning, definition of the word when it was first created. Not restructured, not retooled. Right. An Old English term for action. But it's supposed to be just, good, and fair under moral law. Not anything else. You understand the word? Right.
I also denounce the concept of morality in and of itself.
You
Shocker.
could do what you want when it comes down
But
to it.
but
when it's
the
considered
point,
fair and good and just, which is pretty much
if
moral.
you look at it and
I
remove
am
all
looking at
other,
it.
if you remove all other factors, morality has nothing to do with it. Rights have nothing to do with it. They have
Do
the
you un-
ability.
do you
They had
understand-
the
do you-
ability, and therefore they could. If you can, then if you can, then you should. That's the basis of everything, right?
If you-
I don't need the
If-
Do you
concept
understand?
of
Hang on.
nature.
Again,
moral.
you've got moral completely wrong again, because again, it's another Latin term.
I
Again,
have a question,
changed,
though.
and it's changed before you go into the question. It changes again. It's now a what you think is what you consider right or wrong is what moral is, and that's an individualistic, idea. It has nothing to do with God or it's individuals' idea of what is considered right, what is considered wrong. So if you believe cannibalism is right, then that's your moral obligation to be a cannibal. If you view it as wrong, then it's your moral obligation to not be a cannibal.
I don't view anything in the very narrow view of right and wrong.
Again,
You're gonna
right,
run into
wrong,
this.
right. Hang on, right and wrong is subjective. It is
yes.
it is large and vague for a reason. Because again, I pointed it out again, and I don't think you fully understood that. Individual, not group, individual makes that decision. You make a decision, I make a different decision, Sparky will make a different decision. But
I will take a poopy.
hang on, in our society, we individually came together and took what was considered a majority and had that rule and run.
Well, I mean, that's because it's the Great Compromise, right?
Is it?
Yeah, and for those who said no, were excommunicated out of that herd.
Yeah.
And they had a different like mind and created their own, structure.
Now, here's my question. If you take issue with the word morality, do you also take issue with the word ethics?
Okay, so the reason I take issue with the word morality is because in this particular context is mainly because I don't actually think it's necessarily relevant. Okay, so the concept of like rights in this concept, like the government said with all a positive right is, like for example, the right to bear arms, is the government saying that we will not violate your ability to do this. That is something you are able to do. I'm not talking about what they do or do not do. I am just talking about what the concept behind it is. You can't say like you can't ask me what the concept of something is and then say, yeah, but they do that. I'm not talking about that.
Hey, I haven't got a chance to fucking break into this because one, I had to make a phone call.
I haven't ever been able to finish a single thing I've said so far. So go ahead.
Because you're wrong.
Because you haven't stopped.
I haven't even started. I've been interrupted.
Exactly.
You have gone on and you've been wrong each and every time, and
you've never demonstrated why I was wrong about anything. All you brought up is the etymology.
I know. I've told you the reason.
Okay.
The
time out. Referee is going to.
I've given you the proper definition of certain words. I've even showed you your. Fuck, you've even put yourself into the death trap of trying to argue moral and ethics, and they're the two fucking same things.
No, hold on.
I never said that.
Okay, time out.
Guys!
Time out. All of you, time out.
Morals and ethics.
I'm going to interject in here. Pooh, don't interrupt after I'm done, even after I'm done, because I'm going to go through all of you one by one. Except Sparky, because he's the quietest one here other than me. Pooh, you literally drone on for like 10 minutes, and there is no end in sight of you ending. So that's there. Whether you like it or not, that's what you've been doing, because I've timed you.
Okay.
Mitch, you have interrupted, but like I said again, Pooh goes on for like 10 minutes. And Rogue is losing his shit because some of the arguments here for Pooh have been crap. I'm not ganging up on you, Pooh. I'm just saying, you go on for 10 minutes, of course you'll never finish. If you go longer than 10 minutes, you're never going to finish. You'll go on the whole show.
10 minutes. Never.
Yeah, no I've been timing you. You'll go on for you'll go on and on. An unending rant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You went on for... No, I'm not saying you're wrong here, but you got to be a little bit more... You got to get more to the point, man.
Yeah, the point was... I already said it, and nobody's contested the point yet. I don't think anybody...
No, but you haven't gotten to the point yet because you're droning on!
I'm still waiting for your point.
Let's be fair.
I'm trying to be fair here, but Pooh, you have just been droning on.
Dude, let's listen to me.
I asked Pooh a question about whether or not he objects to the word ethics if he objects to the word morals. That's why he went on. I brought that up.
No, I get it, but like I said before, now we're going to be arguing semantics of ethics and morals.
Yeah,
we weren't, but you didn't. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Look,
and that's the fundamental issue here.
After you drone on for the last 2 minutes,
I don't. Yeah, that's
beyond,
cool. You've
been myself off.
Okay, well then don't complain about or don't claim I'm wrong if you're not actually listening to the arguments being made.
You're wrong completely on all the.
You have actually not made a single argument to contest the claim that rights are bestowed by the state. You have not contested that claim. All you've done is brought up a Bo and a Native American. That's it.
Time out. Let me interject real quick because I think it kind of goes on like this. And it's a misnomer when they say God-given rights. Because I think when they say God-given rights, I think they're talking about, like, rights, 10 Commandments, rights bestowed by God in the Bible and stuff like that. Because then you gotta go into fucking terminology of the fucking Bible and shit.
Thank you.
That's all it's going for.
Everybody knows that. That's cool.
Cool. No, then God-given rights is a misnomer, and we know where it comes from. So, argument ended.
Yeah, that's not my argument.
No. And to contest his thing, no, states do not grant anybody's rights because of the fact that a lot of the rights that exist are what's considered human rights. They already existed, whether it be your nationality, your sex, whereabouts, ethical origins that you have, your color, what religion you deem to choose, languages that you deem to recite, and any other status. These are natural, given rights the moment you were born. It's not handed down by the state. It's handed down by nature itself.
Well, Rogue just explained why some Canadians still speak French.
Now, remove society completely out of that. They're not rights. That's the whole point I'm making. Like these aren't rights.
It is still part of the natural rights of our existence. We choose a language. We choose whether to live within a society or not. We choose to kill and murder people by any means necessary, or not to live a complete pacifist life. We choose as an individual a lot of different things, and this is something that I don't think you fully understand.
No,
When I say
I understand what you're saying. I just
as
don't
an
agree.
individual, we choose to do all these other things. If we choose to pay somebody to give us a fucking piece of paper to infringe our natural right to do so, then that's our choosing. And we shouldn't be having this argument about those people doing so. But if some people out of that group who've done it, who says, well, that's kind of, wrong and it's infringing my rights to do so, I don't see how that, I don't see how this is going to be a problem for them. I really don't, because again, they chose to say no. And if by chance your government or any other government decides to say, yeah, no, you have to have this piece of paper, then guess what? Your government and any other government is wrong.
I think I've just made an observation, and I'm gonna have to. I need to clarify it with Rogue and with Gilded Pooh. Would it be fair to say that you both agree that when someone is operating on an individual basis, alone in the woods taking a pee, for an example, then they have no need to exercise their rights because there are no other people around?
That was kind of my whole point. Yeah, if there's no society and nobody exists to enforce any laws.
No, he's completely no.
You can only disagree with me if you believe God exists. I don't, and that's kind of the fundamental.
Okay, that's a stretch from the position I made.
Dude, I don't believe that there's a God. Fuck, I don't even believe there's aliens. Hell, I don't even believe there's ghosts.
And who bestowed the right? Who bestowed the right?
Shut it. You still have the rights to do what it's natural. And just because there's no and because there's no society that you are seeing that is visual around you, nah, sorry, that's no.
You guys are arguing semantics what came first, the chicken or the egg?
No, I didn't say that you can't see. I mean, it doesn't exist. There is objectively no society anywhere on the planet. It doesn't exist.
There is always going to be a society.
It doesn't matter. We're not arguing that. What we're arguing is if no society existed whatsoever, then it's not a right unless something was bestowed.
Dude, there's always a society. It's a society.
Okay, that's semantics.
Of one, me.
Hang on.
That's not what a society is.
Hang on. Rogue, what I'm getting at, because Gilded Pooh already kind of agreed with what I was getting at. Maybe not 100%, but there was common ground. Let's put it that way. What I'm getting at is, in the absence of other people, there is zero chance that you will need to exercise your rights, is what I'm saying. I mean, a bear. You could be taking your shit in the woods, and a bear comes up to you and says, "Hey, that's my job." But a bear isn't a people, so a bear doesn't have the right, if you know what I mean. Now,
it has the right to bear arms.
When the bear tries to kill you,
a right to arm bear.
Hold on. When the bear tries to kill you, you do have the right to exercise your self-defense.
No, hang on.
That's not a right. That's an instinct.
You've just.
Well, but it's a natural thing, though. That's part of where natural rights come from. It's the natural inclination.
You've just stated that the bear is not a person, so henceforth he's not a society.
But he has no rights.
So he has no rights. So if the bear has no rights, then you trying to kill the bear for trying to kill you makes no sense.
Sure, it does. Because if it's going to kill you, you got to kill it right back.
If we're gonna go in the direction that Gilded Pooh is doing so, then that means that you as an individual do not have rights, and neither does the bear, since the bear is not a person. And according to that, I didn't
say you as an individual don't have rights.
No, and that's the
if you're alone. I'm saying in the absence of other people, you generally have no need to exercise your rights. There's a difference.
You always, even without any form of society or people around you, you always are exercising your right.
That's not what I'm arguing. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying in the absence of other people, the necessity is different.
It's the same.
It isn't. Because if there's no one around to infringe upon your rights, You don't
bear,
have to.
you brought
okay,
in a
hold on,
dude, you
hold on,
brought in
hold
a
on.
bear.
Let me rephrase it. Let me
Thank
rephrase it.
you.
Let me rephrase it. Because see, this is why I like having my ideas challenged, because it forces me to formulate a better argument.
Mitch, let me say something, Mitch, real quick before you do this.
Shoot.
You got to tell Arthur about this whole deal. I'm sure he'll get a chuckle out of it.
Out of what?
Out of this whole fucking deal.
No, this is what he normally does.
Yeah, I know. This would be fun to watch.
This is simple. You've just walked into what Arthur and he does, and every time
I have a question. Can you have rights without a society?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So then who bestows the rights?
They're natural.
You, the individual.
So
you do. You do. Basically.
Okay.
Me? Yeah.
Okay.
Me? You?
Okay.
Everyone.
That's cool. So then what about negative rights?
But never Bob. Define negative rights.
Yes, please.
Oh, wait, things
Please.
I can't do something.
That is based
You
on...
can't fly.
Wait.
Hang on. That is based off of the group, which is a society that made those choices. You as a citizen, a person who wishes to be a member of that society, chooses whether you want to have those negative rights or not. If you if you want to participate in their society, you choose, unfortunately, to oblige by what they consider wrong.
Okay, but so my immediate question, however, is if you're by yourself and you never even heard the word right before, let alone anything else, then how is it that you're determining what your natural rights are? Just, basically philosophically speaking, up until the point you go up there and accept yay or nay on what that is, on what their negative rights are.
Your right is considered the mere existence. Your mere existence is your right.
But do I mean, no.
That is actually the truth of it. Your mere existence is your right. You were brought into this existence, unbeknownst to you. You were voluntarily forced into this existence, and the only thing that was given to you, granted, going forward, is your mere existence. And even that was infringed upon you. Did you choose to get into this world?
I don't know. I was pretty young then.
Yeah. So for me, I view rights fundamentally as legal issues.
Hey,
so
you've taken a legal terminology of it, which is incomplete and wrong. It infringes on the it infringes on the mere existence of what is considered natural right, which was founded many centuries ago when the word came about.
The phrase "the natural rights" is a philosophical concept.
No, it's not.
Can I answer Rogue's earlier question, please, real quick here? Yes, Rogue. My rights were infringed because my mother was Catholic and she forced me to be born. So, there you go.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
What?
So anybody who was born has their rights infringed upon.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay.
Forgot my better stated argument. God damn it.
So, anyways, you were going on to you argued the factor that you do not have to use your rights because, again, you as a single person exist in these woods until this bear comes along and tries to murder you. But then you also stated that the bear is not a person, so henceforth it does not have rights.
Okay.
And I kind of argued, I argued then how is this a thing? Because if you, a person, doesn't need to act on it and doesn't really have it until you have people around you to exist, how is this bear infringing on your rights?
Well, you just said earlier you have the right to live, so it would be infringing upon your right to life.
Right, that is the direction I'm going into. Thank you for listening.
But the fundamental issue with that is I don't think people. I've been listening the entire time. I just disagree. I think people are a bunch of worthless beings that don't have any value. Humans naturally are nothing but a bunch of meat sacks running around pretending they matter. When in reality, we don't matter any more than the bear. We have no rights. We have no concept of anything beyond our own selfish aims.
The bear itself, the bear has a right. It's part of a different society, different group, a different livelihood, a different existence. We, as a group, individually, also have the rights to exist. This is not a moral question. This is not a question of law. This is a natural state.
You're arguing naturalism.
But what I'm trying to make the point of is that, which is kind of what Mitch is trying to say, is that my right to own a gun has no value in of itself if there's not other people around saying I shouldn't have the right to own a gun.
That's not what I'm saying, though.
Oh well, I mean, whatever. But the point is,
what we want to listen to Mitch, but outside of you trying to force words into his mouth.
Well, I thought that's.
Well, he wasn't doing that. Come on, that's unfair. He wasn't trying to force words into my mouth. He was expressing his understanding of what I was trying to say.
Did you realize that Vlad is a complete asshole, and I'm going with a gimmick?
I don't care. That's again. I don't care. I can't be hurt. I love it. No. I almost had my rephrased argument again. God damn it.
But no, I mean, like so the thing is like, you know, I don't think anybody has the right to live any more than they have the right to die. I don't think people have any of that.
That's their choice whether they wish to live or die. But
yeah, but its choice isn't a right.
But again,
that's just a choice.
No. Again, that is a naturalistic right. This is a right of nature. You exist.
I don't. Okay.
Now the lefties are going to jump in about the right to choose.
Because you were born, you now have the right to exist. If you wish to off yourself so bad, it's your choice. People complaining that so and so off themselves. Well, I don't see a problem in it because
I am saying that humans are without value. Without society or law.
I really don't care about your laws. I really don't care about your society. I don't care about anything else. Humans have value based on the fact that they were born into this world, period.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, but they only have value in your opinion, right? So like that's kind of the point I'm making.
I don't even listen to people who agree with me.
Yeah, but the thing is like like this is all a very like your naturalistic argument is purely an argument of subjectivism, and that's all it is. Which, objectively speaking, has no value. The sun doesn't give a fuck about your rights. Pluto doesn't give a shit about the rights you think you have. Okay,
yes, it
does. The fucking meteor that comes in, crashes, and kills thousands of people doesn't give a shit about the rights you think you have.
Yes, it does. It just wants to kill us all. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's right.
It is that God-given right for that meteor to kill us.
But here's the problem. There is no right. In order to say that there's a right, that you have to say it's bestowed, and you can't bestow it upon yourself anymore. Or if you do bestow it upon yourself, then it innately loses value as a concept, because then it's only in your opinion that you have this thing you brand as rights, which really isn't rights. It's just the word ability. That's all that means. It means I have the ability to go build a bow. I have the ability to go fishing. I have the ability to own a weapon. Like, that's different from a right. That just means you have the ability. It's not till you go into society that your abilities are restricted, and we call them rights after that, because those are abilities we're not restricting.
The human immune system is the right to self-defense in biological terms.
Yes.
It's a natural thing.
It's not a right. It's an ability. Basically,
at the end of the day, the idea, the term right, which is an adjective, means legitimate.
Not even the human, but immune systems in general.
Well, here's the thing. According to the government, no one has an immune system unless they get a COVID shot. So.
That's true.
That's true.
That is true.
So I'm going to give you
violated our rights. Now, look, it is correct in belief. That's all it is. That's all the actual term is supposed to be. Nothing more than that. Unfortunately, with naturalism, which is found in everyday world that we exist in our world, is naturalism. And unfortunately, we've been trying to impede that and creating rules on that to make sure we have what's considered law and order.
What's that?
That's a good question, Jim. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said just now, or your question, or whatever it was.
No, it wasn't a question. It was just basically going over it, right? It just means simply what is correct in belief. That is it.
Okay, well, then this is the fundamental issue that I would suppose, because I don't I reject the concept of belief having value.
Do you even know?
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Do you understand do you even understand the word of belief, or why it was actually used?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
If he rejects the idea, he rejects the idea. That's fine. What I know to be true is that a society that embraces the principles of liberty
more bloodshed.
Okay, Tyra.
Sorry.
Do you want me to fight you? I mean, I'm
insect with bowl of sugar. I'm going to finish what I'm saying.
Sorry. Go ahead.
A society that embraces the principles of liberty is the society that will become the dominant power on the planet. It's already happened with the United States of America. The problem, well, at least until Joe Biden, that's another story. The problem begins to emerge when that society decides to allow its employees, the people we elect. We don't elect leaders, we elect employees. It's important we maintain that idea.
Yep.
And remind them on a regular fucking basis.
Are you sure? Joe sure thinks he's self-employed.
Well, these assholes need a pay cut, is what I'm saying.
Well, there's a middle ground here. Okay.
What I'm getting at is a society built on the principles of liberty will be the dominant power on the planet until such time as it decides to start allowing itself to succumb to corruption.
Right. Vigilance is the price of liberty. Right.
Yes.
Sorry, I hopped in here because Sparky was saying that Vlad and Rogue were spurging out. So I wanted to get in there.
No,
did you miss the fact that I haven't berated you lately yet?
I thought you were still in shock from the incident earlier.
Dude, okay. That's a Tuesday.
Did someone encounter a flasher?
Okay, so I actually want to point this out real quick. It's important. Okay, so whenever I said I reject the notion of belief, I mean that personally on a philosophical level. I'm not saying. However, let me finish. However, I agree with Mitch that a belief in the naturalistic views you're espousing is a necessary evil in order to properly construct a society. So I would agree with that notion.
So basically,
you're confident.
Hang on, you're confident in the factor of your choosing, correct?
No,
yes.
Jesus.
Are you confident in the direction of your choice that you just made?
What?
Are you confident in the direction of your choice that you just made here, Vlad?
I mean, yeah.
Then ultimately you believe that you're correct.
No, I know that I'm correct. There's a difference between knowledge and belief.
Sorry,
are you going to get into epistemology?
Yeah, we went through several different ologies in this whole deal.
Yeah. So the fundamental issue is that my whole point that I'm actually making is if you look at it from a top-down view, if you look at the planet from top-down, humans are a bunch of ants in a fucking ant farm that lack any value. If you zoom in to the interpersonal level where everybody thinks they're so fucking important and believes that they matter and have some kind of rights, right? Then whatever. And maybe that belief system is useful. It's like people that believe in God. I don't, but I'm not going to say that Christianity or whatever law or whatever religion should be illegal, because I think to some degree belief in some higher power is necessary for the overwhelming majority of people that aren't me.
Now, Vlad, do you believe that certain social structures are more stable and or beneficial to its members than other social structures? Or do you have like a system that you use to discern it through knowledge or like a measurement system?
Of course, it helps if I unmute the fucking mic. God damn. Can't get a damn word in edgewise. Anyways. As much as I don't want to cut them off, I've got to get going. So, I'm sorry. That's why I had the microphone mute. Alright, never mind. Don't hear me. Anyways. with everyone talking, stuff like that, I'm going to let them continue on the back. If you're here watching and you want to jump in and listen, you can get in the Robot Masters. If you're in the Discord, if you need a role, let me know. I'm going because I've got to get food and come back and do some recording. So I mean, as much as I love everyone, I can't do it right now. We've been going for about almost 4 hours, and I've got stuff I've got to get done. Thank you, Mitch, for coming on tonight. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you'll come on more often. I love having these conversations. I do like where these conversations go, like what between Rogue and Vlad and Mitch and Penn, everyone else that we had on here. But I for tonight, I'm cutting off. I'm exercising my right as the owner of the channel to, snap out here. See you guys.